March 11th. The Ravens, meanwhile, are eyeing a contract extension for their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He has 2 seasons left on a 5-year, $260 million extension signed back in 2023.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
You know what I've learned about credit cards?
Interest rates are crazy.
Yeah, interest rates are crazy. This is relevant, I promise. But it's that when you get, I remember I got my first credit card. This is going to be a bad story. It ended up being fine, but I got my first credit card in my 20s, and I remember thinking, I'm rich. This is the most money I've ever had in my life. I can buy anything, and this is why they caution you against that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm 4 or 5 years old at the time, and I'm just thinking, I can buy everything I want. It feels great when you don't have to pay a bill, is what I'm saying.
It does.
And it felt great this year to watch JSN go for nearly 1,800 yards, have amazing catches, amazing touchdowns, week in and week out. He is the player that you know the other team has to stop, and then it's great because every Sunday they can't. And it becomes this amazing story. He's Offensive Player of the Year, incredibly likable, adored by fans. That's what spending that credit card is before the bill. And now, you just got that statement, and you're going, but wait, what do you mean I owe? This is my money. What are you talking about? That bill is due on your Super Bowl champion because you were getting an MVP caliber, Offensive Player of the Year caliber, top-tier receiver in the league caliber performance on a nice little discount, nice little rookie deal. And now he wants to be paid. So what we're going to talk about for the first 30 minutes of the show is not just what that looks like and kind of the latest with that, but what it means for building a Super Bowl contender and kind of talk about some of the feelings people have about it, Bump.
It's one of your better analogies, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of your better ones.
I did eventually, you pay back the credit card, but it hurts. You feel like you lost money.
Hey. Stop. You already did good with the analogy. Now you're doing too much.
Even though you're wearing the things that you got with it, you're like, but I already paid. Why are they charging me twice? I don't understand.
Before I get into JSN, you reminded me of my homie, my best friend, my brother Elmer, right?
Love Elmer.
He's a year older than me. He turned 18 before me. And, they start sending you pre-approved credit cards, right?
Predatory.
Get it, right? So then I remember one summer, we used to go out, and he used to be like, I got it. I'm like, where are you getting all this money from? Don't worry about it. I got it. And he had like 3 pre-approved credit cards. Jacked his stuff up. He's back now. He's fine.
Yeah.
But, you just reminded me of that.
It's a tough lesson learned.
We ate good. Summer 03?
Yeah.
Oh, we ate good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's many a 20-something-year-old on this planet has learned a tough lesson about credit cards.
Credit cards will get you.
And now that bill's due for JSN.
It is. It
doesn't feel good. It's that same feeling you have when you see that first bill and you realize, like, suddenly this isn't fun. That's how it feels with JSN.
Yeah, that is how it feels. And yesterday we talked about this a bit, and it was like a split crowd. There were more people saying trade JSN than I thought would say to trade JSN. And I understand it's the shock value, right? You see that price, you're like, oh my gosh, is he really gonna ask for $40 million a year? Yeah, he's gonna ask for that, and he should ask for that. He had the best season in the league last year. Another person said, well, he only had one good year. He shouldn't be the highest paid. And I reminded that person that it's all about timing. And he had his first opportunity to be the number 1 receiver, and he led the league in receiving yards. He did X, Y, and Z when it comes to records, breaking records for someone aged 23 or younger. He had the best season in franchise history as a receiver. Of course, he's going to want that money, and he should ask for that money. But what it does, it puts your roster in a bind. Because now you're wondering, how am I going to pay for K now to give him a solid offer? How am I going to offer Kobe Bryant? Are we gonna sit with Reek? There are things that you cannot do now that or once JSN gets that money. You got to get creative. But guess what? You're not the only person in this league that has to get creative when someone balls. It happens every single year, and there are ways around it. You can give JSN a big old signing bonus, kind of defer for a couple of years or a year or so, and then deal with this problem the next year. But anyone who's asking JSN to take the hometown discount, I understand why you would ask him to do that, but you also understand why he would definitely not do that, and I would not advise him to do that because this is his opportunity. You play in the NFL to win Super Bowls and get to that second contract. You get to that second contract, you're going to make more money than you have in that first contract. That means that you're proven in this league, and the league will pay for that because most people don't make it to this contract. He just happened to be the best receiver in the league for a year. Timing is everything, and they got some work to do.
Let's talk about what's on that bill. JSN told WFAA in Dallas that he thinks he deserves to be the highest paid receiver.
I'm really not too pressed right now to get it done. I know my time is coming, and when we get it done, it's going to be a great deal. You know, God's timing's perfect timing, so whenever that may come, we'll be ready for it. And, you know, I believe I deserve to be the highest paid in my position, and just what I give to the game and the community, I give it my all. You know, and I think that's worth a lot more. But, you know, I would play this game for free. I love this game so much, but you don't have to. And I'm learning to be a good businessman, and, you know, we need that check at the end of the day.
He's not wrong. CBS Sports' Joel Corey on with us said, you know, maybe you're looking at Jamar Chase, 40.2 average annual value or average per year for his contract. Or maybe you're looking at more than that.
You have to hope that he's looking just at the receiver market. But if I represented him, I would be looking at being the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, which is Micah Parsons at $46.5 million per year. I'd be looking to go above that. We have guys in the past couple of years who have been named NFL Offensive Player of the Year that when they signed became the league's highest paid non-quarterback. That was Justin Jefferson in 2024, and Jamar Chase on a backloaded deal was briefly the highest paid non-quarterback ahead of Myles Garrett.
I would hope it's not the biggest non-quarterback salary because that's a massive deal. Let's focus just on wide receivers. This is what Brady Henderson told Bump and I yesterday. He mentioned that Jamar Chase's 40.2 average per year is inflated by a massive base salary in the final year of his deal, which is 43.3. And he says, look, it's almost certain they're either going to cut Jamar Chase or extend him or do something to avoid paying him that. So JSN could get a contract that doesn't end up looking like that on paper. It doesn't surpass 40.2 average per year, but it ends up being like a better cash flow or more valuable over the course of the contract than Jamar. So What I'm saying is his contract doesn't have to be over $40 million per year, but it's most certainly going to be when
it's all said and done, he's going to get the most money.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of money. Receiver. It's going to be a ton of money.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I like how he said, I would play for free, but I don't have to.
He doesn't.
No, you've earned this. You've had a great high school career, went to Ohio State, did your thing, was patient here your first couple years, and DK's gone, had an opportunity, and you took advantage of that opportunity. So, yeah, he should be paid, man. And we'll see how this thing all works out. I don't think there's any way they trade JSN. If you were to trade JSN, we're going back and forth through our show emails. Yeah, you have an opportunity. If you were to trade JSN, you're getting a couple first-rounders for sure, right? And to a lot of people, that sounds attractive. Get a couple first-rounders. And to me, that starts like a rebuild type situation. If you were to let go of JSN, you don't want to depend on rookies to take your team to the next level. Yes, Nicky Mawari was essential to this defense. I didn't think he would be that essential. I knew that he would play. I knew that he would get his reps. But it's rare that you get a rookie like that to kind of lead the charge. It happens more on defense than on offense. I feel like on offense, things are a bit more regulated, a bit more precise. On defense, you can just fly around and be just a dog out there. I wouldn't want to depend on rookies, man. And I want to depend on something that I know to be true, and that JSN is one of the best receivers in the game. Yes, it's going to make it hard to add some pieces and move guys around, but there's no way I'm letting them go. But the more research I do on this, are we having this conversation later about wideouts? So I'll save some of my stuff.
No, let's go ahead and have it now. So coming up, what we're going to talk about is how the Seahawks maximize this title window. Like really how they, and I know that you wanted to respond to some of the things that you were seeing about it. So why don't we put a pin in that part of the conversation, get back to it, because it's a very important part of the conversation when it comes to teams winning or not winning with those wideout contracts. We'll start with that at 10:30.
All right.
Get back to it, and then I know that you were getting a lot of texts yesterday with people saying like trade JSN, and you want a chance to respond more specifically to some of those things. So we'll get to that at 10:30. One thing I want to talk about for 4 minutes or so is the not JSN parts of this. Suddenly, you're looking at a world where, let's say, DeMarcus Lawrence may not be back.
Well, I think one of the first questions that we've got to figure out is whether or not DeMarcus Lawrence is coming back. And I'm telling you about all these guys I think are going to leave in free agency, and now I'm telling you about how I'm not certain that DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to retire. So I hate to be like the bearer of potentially bad news here, but that's a very real question. And the Seahawks don't know. I think people in DeMarcus Lawrence's camp, at least when I checked a few days ago, still were not sure. This is a guy who's 33 years old. His wife just gave birth to, I don't know what kid number it is, but he's got a lot of kids at home. And he just won a Super Bowl, for the first time in his career. So if ever there was a situation where a guy could decide to ride off into the sunset, it could be this one. And, by the way, he contemplated retirement last offseason.
Here's why I bring this up, Bump. I think a lot of what we're seeing are people saying, oh, my God, you don't need Ken Walker. You don't need JSN. You don't even need Sam Darnold to play his best because this defense is so amazing. And they're right. This defense in 2025 was the best defense in football. It was an absolutely amazing defense, suffocating, and we saw one of their best performances in the Super Bowl. However, is it a mistake for people to assume that same defense is going to be returning all of those players in 2026?
Say the last part again.
Is it a mistake to assume that you can just count on this defense being that great when you've got question marks on who's going to come back?
We've made that mistake before with the Mariners pitching rotation.
Yeah.
Right? We've done that. We've seen this before. Can they do it? There's a chance they can do it. Do I want to rely on that? No, I don't want to rely on a team to have one of the best seasons the defense has had in certain categories. No, I don't want to do that. No. I think you need weapons. And what offensively was the driving force of this offense? Sam Darnold, Ken Walker late, JSN all year. So you're telling me no Ken Walker, no JSN, keep Sam Darnold, and you expect the same type of production. Also, let's not forget that Sam Darnold had the yips for a little bit. You know what I mean? He was turning the football over at a high rate for a little bit. If he doesn't have weapons that can get open, what do we expect out of him? I think that this offense can be serviceable without those guys, right? But then you put even more pressure on that defense. A defense that had a great year, who still needed the offense to produce and score points at times. So it's tricky, man. Someone texted in, oh, Bob, I'm so glad you're not GM. You want to pay everybody. You think the Hawks ain't going to pay JSN? You really think they're going to say, JSN, we're good. Thank you for your services. We'll let you go. You think? What do you think? Do you think I'm going to let him walk? No. So what are you talking about? I should be the GM then, because I'm going to do the same thing that they're going to do. Like, they're not going to let him walk. Is it? And that's the thing about, that's what I love fans, but that's what kills me with fans sometimes. It's like, some of them don't understand the importance of having that threat, right? Jason's not going to go for 1,700 yards next year. I don't think he is, right? It's like Cal's not going to hit 60 bombs, right? The threat of JSN out there makes defense have to react. They are breaking the huddle and saying, where's 11? At one point, they used to break the huddle and say, where's 14 in DK? It does something to a defense. There's no way they're letting this dude walk, man. So, you could gripe all you want to about the $40 million. That is just the cost of business. It is what it is. You know what? You want to make scrambled eggs, you're going to go to the store and pay those overpriced prices for the eggs because you want scrambled eggs.
$12.99 some places.
It's crazy, right? It's just the cost of doing business. So I don't get where people don't understand that sometimes. I know 40 million is a lot, but that's just what it is.
I think part of it is, and again, I know it's not everyone. There are just as many fans that are going like, hey, I'm with you. I think that part of it is an assumption, at least that I see. So in the dissenting opinions I see about it, it's usually made with some recency bias, in my opinion, that believes you can draft another JSN, that you can keep turning over this roster and keep getting rookie deals, to which I would say, okay, but this franchise never had anyone get as many yards as JSN, and take that out of it. Like, let's say you don't need a guy to get almost 1,800 yards in a single season. How about this franchise didn't touch a Super Bowl for 11 years because there was a personnel gap between them and the Rams and the 49ers. So I think what John Schneider and his group has done over the last 3 years is incredible. And I think he's one of the best GMs in football that for a long period of time wasn't getting enough credit. However, I also think that they have not knocked it out of the park every single year. And I think that John knows that. And I think John understands that you cannot expect every single draft class you have to be able to replenish talent that you've lost. You're going to have some misses. That's the nature of the game. You will have a room full of football experts work tirelessly to make the right choice, and it'll still be wrong because that's just how it works out. Sometimes it's really unfair. And so to just think that they can push like a replenish button, no, that's not what it is. It's like entering a lotto again. That's what you're doing. Okay, like here's this winning. It's not good enough. I'm going to try to draw this ticket and see if it's more. That's really kind of what they're working with. It's not like, oh, here's another JSN. Let me just pluck this guy. So that's kind of where I push back a little bit, is the idea on any planet that using one of your 4 draft picks, or let's say using a first rounder that you were to get in a trade, that you could automatically get what JSN gave you is a mistake.
This window is open for 2 more seasons. That's 2 more seasons. You got to bring back as many of your dogs as you can.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite!
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, all sorts of people talking today at the NFL Combine, including Raiders GM John Schnedier, who says he expects Max Crosby to be a Raider in 2026. What's the real headline?
The Seahawks trade that was never going to happen is up in flames. God. Missed their chance to not make this trade they were never going to make.
Nah, ain't happening.
What I'm curious about is what the Raiders imagine their 2026 season is going to look like. The entire conversation about whether or not they would trade Max Crosby, and I also think this is Spytech driving up the price, but the entire conversation about whether or not they would trade Max Crosby is Max Crosby, a 30-year-old, is at his very best right now at a time when this organization is down bad and very much rebuilding. You're not going to contend this year. The Raiders are not going to be in a Super Bowl this year, and Max Crosby's talent level is best capitalized with the contender.
Check this out. If Jason had the season he had and the Hawks were 4 and whatever, yeah, let's trade him and get some draft picks. But no, you went to the Super Bowl. You got a great defense. You have a quarterback who's more than capable. That's why you keep Jason. If I'm the Raiders, Crosby is out of there. Let's just really start the full rebuild, get as many first-rounders as we can, because you're not going to win a championship next year. The Hawks are in line to compete for a championship next year. That's the difference. That's the difference between having a baller on a contender, having a baller on a pretender. It changes things. So yeah, if I was a Raiders man, Crosby's gone, man. I love you. I appreciate your services, but he's out of there.
This is going to sound bad, but are they going to try and take like almost the Browns model where it's like we don't have anybody good, but we've got this one D lineman who's just going to wreck everything, and we're just going to build around him?
No, I think that they're trying to get someone to offer more for Max Crosby. I think they're going, no, we're definitely not going to do this. No, you can't convince me. No, fine, I'll pick up the phone, but I'm not going to deal him. That's what he's doing right now.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Falcons confirmed today they will be releasing Kirk Cousins. What's the real headline?
I know what Coles hates to see him come in for some retail therapy. So many khakis are going to be purchased. I love shopping when I'm sad.
I've never walked into a Kohl's before.
Really?
Never walked.
Interesting. You've never returned an Amazon package?
Nah.
Oh, that's great for
Ever?
that.
You're just keeping everything?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Wait, this is a separate... Have you ever returned anything?
Yeah.
But never,
Nordstrom all the time.
But never to Amazon.
Never to Amazon, no.
It's so easy.
Amazon will take back anything.
I mean, but the stuff that I get is like,
they won't even take it back if you're like, hey.
We'll give you a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, don't even send it back. Here's a refund. You didn't like it? Here.
That was Jen's department. That wasn't my department. Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, Kohl's is good for more than just returning Amazon packages, but they do make that very convenient.
No comment on Kirk Cousins, just straight up Kohl's.
The three of us said nothing about Cousins.
Well, and then Kohl's gives you that coupon where it's like 50% off your next purchase at Kohl's, and it's like, I'm not buying anything here. I'm only here to return Amazon stuff.
I've never seen a Kohl's in my life.
Ever?
You're lying, Ian.
They've got one in Tukwila. They've got one in Covington.
Never in your life. I think you've passed one and you just didn't realize
Is there one
it.
at the South Center Mall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
Not
I've
at the
seen
South
it.
Center Mall. It's on South Center Parkway by Nordstrom Rack.
It's by like Best Buy and all those places.
Yeah. So I know South Center like the back of my hand.
Never seen Kohl's.
Never
Miss me
seen.
with
Get
that.
out of here. God, who are you, me? Trying to be a contrarian about just like the dumbest things.
Get a crock pot while you're there. Ian.
Seriously.
Jeez. Headline 3.
They're so useful for shredded chicken.
Headline 3. Nick Sirianni told Combine reporters he can't guarantee A.J. Brown will be back with Philadelphia in 2026. What's the real headline?
Eagles news doesn't hit the same when it's not an ominous Instagram post from AJ himself. It's, you know what I mean? When they're just saying things, I'm like, I prefer when it's AJ tweeting out 2 eye emojis. Like, that's how I get my Eagles news.
Yeah, we knew this, right? This is real. I would advise that he doesn't come back next year. The vibes are not good. Go play for the Bills. Help Josh Allen out. It is over there. You have a number 1 receiver in Devontae Smith. He can get it done. Yeah, we knew this was coming. Sirianni is stating the obvious. Good luck to you, AJ. He's still got a few more years left in him.
Yeah. We are going to jump into a conversation about how the Seahawks maximize their title window. So many responses from listeners right now. Mike in Federal Way. Bump, you said we have a 2-year window. Are you saying we can't build a dynasty or even a recurring great team? Can I answer this for you very quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Just because I was almost going to include this in my own article that I just sent over to Seattle Sports. The best praise, when I think dynasty in the NFL, who doesn't think Patriots, right? We all think Patriots when you think dynasty. That was over, I think, 2 distinct waves. And you could argue like smaller peaks, but like even in a dynasty, there were separate Super Bowl windows.
Yeah.
So
there were a couple years where they fell off a little bit.
Yeah, they were still
They bounced
winning a
back.
horrible AFC East because, frankly, if you had the Jets and Dolphins and a bad version of the Bills in your division every year, you'd be great. But, like, there was a period of time, and in fact, unfortunately for Seattle, Super Bowl 49 really kicked off that second wave. But that was kind of their second Super Bowl window and wave. And I think that we misremember that dynasty and assuming that they were a Super Bowl contender every single year all the time when it's like, yeah, they were dominant and a favorite, but there was a lull there.
Yeah.
That we just kind of ignore now.
It means with this specific group, this specific core, the window is about 2 more years.
Yeah.
Can you bounce back after a year or so? Yeah, you can do that. As long as your quarterback plays on point and you have your guy. I'm saying with this group, with Darnold, JSN, D-Law, J. Reed, Murphy, like the core guys, it's a couple years.
Well, and like, frankly, I think that that's a delicate balance that GMs have to have. DePoto's talked about this with the Mariners. Schneider has hinted at this, but you want longevity. You have to think several years down the road. You don't want to sacrifice your team. But at the same time, we have seen the best teams in football not get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Baltimore.
Look at how many times very complete, this version of the Bills wasn't complete, but very complete Bills teams, very complete Baltimore Ravens teams didn't get to the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes was in the way.
Yeah.
Like windows,
hard out here.
Windows have to be seized for a reason. Because it's so hard to get to and win a championship.
Last 10 years, you got 3 Super Bowl champions. Rams, Chiefs, and you got 4. Phillies in there.
Oh, you mean, yeah. But yeah, I mean.
It's just tough, man.
Okay, well, let's talk about a title window. And we'll bring it back to JSN. How do the Seahawks maximize this title window right now? You're listening to Bump and Stacy. That's next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doesn't last October feel like it was just yesterday?
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
The journey to making this fall the best ever starts now.
Down in Peoria at Mariners spring training.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com.
It's the newest Mariner, Brendan Donovan.
Already from walking in this door, just the buzz and the culture and the standard of what's expected of people here is really high.
We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. However, I recently had a breakdown with my vehicle and I knew that I had to get a new one. I knew where to go. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. I'd heard amazing things. I knew the GM, Mark, so I ended up going out there. Mark, you're with me right now, and I got to be honest, even knowing you, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure, but you guys really focus on customer experience.
Well, there are some dealerships where you go in and you feel like you're getting jumped on. We don't do that, okay? There's absolutely no pressure at our dealership. period. And we backed it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. We only want to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, check out our reviews. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. You can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford's been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. You don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people.
See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's floor model finale. Don't experience FOMO. Get in now and save thousands on remaining 2025 floor model hot tubs. But hurry, our floor model finale ends February 28th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get broadcast times for every Three Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League broadcast.
Holy smokes, he does it again!
At seattlesports.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
How did Seahawks maximize a title window? I am going to start by bringing this back to the JSN conversation in this way, Bump. If we're talking about maximizing a Super Bowl window, getting to and winning Super Bowls, can teams that pay their wide receiver a lot of money get to and win Super Bowls?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
I like and don't like it.
Here's what people, they're quick to jump to conclusions about how I feel about this. I'm saying you must pay JSN top dollar. Timing is everything. He balled out. It's time to get paid. You want to try to keep the band together. I will also say, out of the top 10 wide receivers of all time, history of football, when it comes to career yards, right? Out of the top 10, 3 have won a Super Bowl. Other ones have just had great careers, haven't won Super Bowls. Out of the top 30 highest paid receivers in the game right now, 3 have won Super Bowls. Jason will enter the chat once he gets paid, and it'll be 4. It's Cooper Kupp, it's A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. So there's an argument there to say you don't pay these wide receivers because they're not the ones who put you over the top. Completely understand that. To go against me believing to pay Jason, out of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time when it comes to passing yards, 7 have won Super Bowl. So clearly the quarterback position is the most important position in football. We understand that. Mm-hmm. At the same time, ask Sam Darnold if he wants JSN on this football team. I guarantee you he will say yes. Ask any quarterback in this league, do you want JSN as an option? They're going to say yes. A wide receiver is typically not the reason why you win a Super Bowl, right? But he is a factor in this whole thing. You look at all the quarterbacks who have won over the years, they have their go-to guy. Now, is that guy a 1,500-yard guy? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, right? It's every situation is a bit different, but history says wideouts ain't the reason, right? They're just a component in this whole thing. The reason typically is what we saw this year. Defense, run the ball, quarterback play. Yeah. And in between all that, you got a receiver who balls out who affects the defense.
I'm going to start here. This is a weird analogy, but Bump, you have kids. Now your kids are teenagers, young teenagers. But I'm sure when they were little, you had a lot of conversations like, hey, do you want macaroni and cheese or I almost said pasta or pizza for dinner? And it was, I want chicken nuggets. And you were like, I didn't give you that as an option. Like, right. What do you mean? Mm-hmm. So I want to start by saying, I don't even want to see or hear JSN should take a lot less money when teams don't have to pay anyone a ton of money, they win. That's not your option anymore. So stop saying you want chicken nuggets when I didn't offer you chicken nuggets. We are not going to talk about a world where JSN and Devin Witherspoon don't get paid and where everyone gets to spread the wealth around equally. That was the window you were in last year, and it was great. It's not the reality that you're living in right now. So that's the first thing I want to say. So when we're having conversations about JSN, you don't get chicken nuggets. It's a choice. Your choice is you trade him, you pay him, or you risk hurting that relationship but keep him and then franchise tag or use a fifth-year option or whatever it is. So those are your options. That's it. Okay? You don't get JSN agrees to take $0 and everyone has fun. Secondly, let's assume we live in a world where one of those options, JSN getting a top-tiered salary, does end up happening. I also think that world more strongly correlates with getting back to and winning a Super Bowl in 2027 than a world without JSN.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I settle with it. Does it mean that you're a contender in 2028 when JSN's contract is pretty bloated and who knows what? I don't know. But not paying him is your chicken nugget option right now.
Yeah.
So you... To me, that's the option, the path that makes sense. And I feel like it's a waste of time to talk about how teams shouldn't have to pay money because every GM runs into this eventually. The question is, can you stay competitive, keep that Super Bowl window open while you're doing it? I think central to this will be that you have younger players outperforming their contracts. That's the only way. And I also think that what we tend to do as football fans is really, really simplify things into one problem when there are multiple reasons you get to a Super Bowl. There are multiple reasons you miss it, right? The Bengals aren't just missing Super Bowl wins or not winning Super Bowls because they're paying Jamar Chase. That is not the thing keeping them from the Super Bowl. They're also messing up a lot of draft picks on defense. So they're also having Joe Burrow be lost to injury. So I would hesitate to draw this really strong positive correlation between paying a top receiver and not making a Super Bowl when sometimes it is so much more complicated than just Jamar Chase has a ton of money.
And here's the thing, too, is, we have people text in. I think someone texted in and essentially said the NFL and the experts in the NFL are smarter than us or anyone else who covers the team, right? And I wouldn't disagree with that. I would disagree that I think I'm smarter than a few people who work for an NFL team. But if we're going to go off of that, we're going to say, all right, well, they know more. Then why the heck are they paying these receivers that much then? We're not the ones paying them. All across the league, receivers are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars, $40 million a year for Jamar Chase, $35 for Justin Jefferson, $33 for CeeDee Lamb. They're the ones paying it. So what does that say about the receiver position itself? It's not going to be the position that puts you over. It's not the one that is the foundation, but it might tip you over the top a little bit. You might need a big play. You might need a 60-yard bomb. You got to have a guy who's on the outside who can beat that defender. So as much as people want to complain about paying receivers, you're not paying them. I'm not paying them. The league is paying these guys, and they're getting money. So be mad at them, all right? I'm following the trend. You got a receiver, and he's a baller, and he balls out in his contract time. Pay that man and try to keep him here. So stop with all the crying. Text line get on my nerves right now. I love y'all, but y'all get on my nerves.
Why are they getting on your nerves?
Because they can't fathom paying a receiver that much.
Yeah.
This is the league. Right now, there are about 10 guys in this league getting paid more, 11 guys in this league getting paid more than $30 million a year. That's just what they're going for. I just can't. You know what? When I need gas, I'm gonna go get gas. $5 a freaking gallon. But I need this gas. I'm gonna go get gas. JSN is gas, right? 1,700 yards, gas. Offensive Player of the Year, gas. You need some gas out there. So, text lines, I love y'all, man. But I'm gonna have to calm down. I'm gonna have to go get some water.
This version of Bump is great.
Because it's like people just don't value production. He's producing. He produced at a rate that no one else produced at his position this year. Yeah, you don't want to pay this man. Yeah, you don't want him on your team. Y'all tripping, man. Pay this dude his money. Give this man his money, and we'll figure the rest out, all right? Reek's probably not going to be here. Kobe's probably not going to be here. There are spots where they feel like they have replacements.
What about people who say, oh, but paying him sacrifices your window, and paying him means you can't compete?
Everybody deals with this every single year. Everyone deals with it. This is a problem every team has in the NFL. It's not special to the Seahawks. This is what happens when you win. When you win, you got ballers. Ballers go get more money. Can't pay everybody. Salary cap goes up, readjust next year. Love y'all.
Latest from Cal Raleigh coming up next.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2 on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Brendan Donovan, the latest acquisition for your Seattle Mariners. He's a guy who gets on base. He doesn't strike out much. He's your leadoff hitter.
You know, everything that he says, he's a grinder. He loves baseball, and I love that, man.
Yeah.
This is a good thing, man.
All about baseball.
Yeah.
That's his sole focus.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh, great idea. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
Seattle, we are champs. I know everyone is looking to unwind and celebrate. No better place than Silver Reef. They got deluxe rooms, a full-service spa, and enough restaurants to try something new every meal of the weekend. My favorite is a cantina, authentic Mexican cooking passed down through generations. Pop in for lunch or dinner. if golf's your thing, man, play a quick 9. You go to the range session at Loomis Trails Golf Course. If the weather permits, you know that, man. The Northwest is a gem out here. If you're in the mood for entertainment, Netflix and Amazon Prime stars Three Sisters Comedy takes over the Event Center on Saturday, February 28th. Get your tickets ahead of time for a fresh, fearless, and hilarious take on life, family, identity, and everything in between that will have you laughing out loud. Silver Reef Casino Resort. Head north on I-5 exit 260. I love it there. If you've been there before, you know what's up. If you haven't, you got to try this, man. SilverReefCasino.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Whether I'm catching up with friends or family, C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue is the place. Hey, Brock Heward here, and I love C-Star's welcoming atmosphere and polished service, which make conversations flow easily and everyone leaves impressed. It's the same quality and hospitality C-Star and Chef John Howie have been known for decades. And now an amazing deal. 3-course dinners in the lounge every night from open to close starting at just $50. Go check it out. Find the details at cstarrestaurant.com, cstarrestaurant.com.
Don't miss the All Sound Plumbing Mariners Cactus League report. Tuesday nights at 7. Going inside Mariners camp on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot. All to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Cal Raleigh's already incredibly likable. I mean, before this season, he was a fan favorite for his personality, the home run, the end of the drought, just a catcher. Like, who doesn't like Cal Raleigh? But what he said in an interview with Brock and Salk is going to make you love him even more. Take a listen.
Right. And I think
there's an expectation, I should say.
Yeah, I think that's what we wanted. It's what we wanted to build. And now that it's here, it's, I think Brian Wu said it really good the other day. He said, this isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be. And if you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations and those standards throughout your organization. And that's where we want to be. We want to face it head on, and we don't want to shy away from that at all. And, we have noticed, there's been a little more people around this camp. There's been a lot more buzz and a lot more of those things. But to me, it's about going out and executing every day. And I feel like that's kind of what we're focused on. We're not really focused on, can we do it? Like the hope factor. Like, no, we know that we're good enough. We know that we have the guys here. We have the talent. We have the things. It's just about going out there and executing and playing hard every day.
Look, I know he's borrowing sentiment from Brian Wu with this one, but it's a great line. We're not a cutesy story anymore. This is not, ending the drought and having this miraculous wild card comeback to advance to the ALDS a couple years ago was great. It was a great story. It was a feel-good story. Everyone was rooting for the Mariners, but we're not plucky underdogs anymore. This isn't about just trying to, get you to come to the park and just have a good time with your family. This is about winning. This is about getting a championship. This is about actually getting to and winning a World Series, and that should be the expectation. I thought that people would love that sentiment from Cal.
Yeah, because that's reality. He's not trying to sugarcoat anything, and he's embracing the pressure. He's embracing the reality of their situation. When you win, expectations start to change a bit, and to go out there and ignore it and try to make it all fluffy would be disrespectful to the game and your fans. The fans who show up every single day and support you. So, no, I like that. He's a leader, man. He's supposed to be out in front talking that, like, yeah, there are expectations there. When you listen to any successful franchise in any sport, the leaders talk as if they are going to win championships. That's the way you have to talk. You are now a successful organization. The past couple years, I'm sure they're over 500. You've been in the mix. You are successful. So, yeah, it's important that your leaders come out there and you don't run from the smoke. Mm-hmm. You walk through that stuff, and that's what he's doing with this. I like it.
Yeah, I really like that idea of, hey, we're eager to transition from likable underdogs to real contenders that people know will be in the mix. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Eventually, everyone gets there. Eventually, you're not just a feel-good story if you do it right. Cal also talked about how 60 home runs is kind of the elephant in the room right now.
I think the elephant in the room is 60 home runs. Like, mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't think it's not something I'm setting out to do. I'm trying to, to me, I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible. I'm trying to do what I did last year. Our pitcher's going to pitch me different, probably, based off of what happened last year, but that's out of my control. Can I take my walks? Can I help this team each day? To me, it's the little things. It's the little nuances of the game. It's keep finding ways to get better to win, help this team win baseball games. Is that by taking a few more mound visits? Is that by being able to help pitchers a little more on my end? Improving my defense, with obviously the ABS, it's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting. So it's like, where's going to be the advantage there? And I have been working on some things, trying to get better at the bottom of the zone. Obviously always trying to keep my body ready for the season. So there's a few things in there that I've kind of looked at.
Cal there asked about a 60 home run season, whether there's pressure. What'd you make of his answer?
I think it was perfect. You can't go out. I don't think Cal sets a goal every year and says, I'm going to hit 60 bombs this year. It's more about being productive, swinging at good pitches, making sure I'm healthy. And if you do all of that, what will be will be. You're probably going to hit 30-plus bombs, right? 60 is something special. So I think he has the right perspective on that thing, and I'm glad, again, he addressed the elephant in the room, right? First, you're talking about expectations. Yeah, we're no longer a feel-good story. Let's go get it. All right, let's talk about it. 60 bombs, you know what I mean? I love that he's not ignoring anything. Let's talk about it, because athletes have the tendency to do that sometimes, right? And they give you some generic answer. Oh, we're just going to go out and play our best and hope everything's good. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to work hard. He's like, 60. Yeah, I'm not worried about 60. I'm just worried about my process. It's all about the process. So, no, I like it. I don't think Cal's ever been like a shy person, but I feel like he's coming more out of his shell. Like he's embracing that I'm one of the faces. Yes, Julio, handsome, number 44, those eyes, charisma. He goes, but when it's all said and done, I got the best bat on this team right now. According to last year, we're talking about power numbers. Yeah. So, and I'm the catcher. I'm the captain. Let me lean into this.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because he talked about whether or not his personality, because he's not really like a center of attention guy, and kind of how it's been for him personally absorbing that new role, especially when he starts the season. Home run number 1 is going to be on SportsCenter, and they're going to be like, tracker starts now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've really changed much. I feel like I'm still the same guy, same boring guy that I've always have been, and I'm not gonna change. I'm just who I am. I come out here and I have a job to do, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm gonna keep trying to lead this team, keep trying to be the best player that I could possibly be, keep trying to win games, and take it one pitch at a time. I know it's a very cliche answer, but it's true. You can't set out to go do these crazy things or try to have these unrealistic goals. To me, it's just about winning the day, winning the pitch, and focusing on that. And then, hopefully when you do that every single day and you give everything you got for 162, you'll look up at the end of the year and be where you want to be.
Sounds like a guy that can shoulder that pressure. We know that he can.
He says he's the same, and I think he's the same. But he reminded me of when I first started doing radio. Like, I didn't really show like everything. You know what I mean? You're kind of like timid to kind of show your not true personality, but everything. Right now, I don't care. Y'all can hate me on the lines. We go back and forth. It's all love. I think that's what's happening with Cal. I think he's the same guy, but he's slowly just giving us more. Mm-hmm. He's not doing anything extra. He's not like fake or anything like that. We're just getting more of him, and I appreciate that.
Last one here. What he took away from watching another Seattle team, the Seahawks, get their championship.
It was really special because I think obviously nobody thought they were going to get there. They missed the playoffs last year. They're in year 2 of, I don't even know if you call it a rebuild, but they're coming in. They, new coach, new faces all around, new quarterback, new leadership, and just seeing the buy-in that they had every single day. Obviously, now I'm closer to it, and I'm around it every day, so I'm paying more attention. I'm watching more games. I'm listening to, interviews, doing all this stuff, and just listen to them talk about the buy-in and the process of every single day, how they're trusting in what they do, and they're not letting outside noise get in. They're not focusing on any of the nonsense. They're not letting any of that stuff like creep into their team, creep into their culture, their leadership, and that's what really impressed me too, and how consistent they were all year, just continuing that messaging, and how, from start to finish, it was the same thing every week.
I would, first of all, this is a very cool time for Seattle sports in general. Like World Cup too, just everything it feels like everything's coming up Seattle right now. Mm-hmm. But it's probably also very enlightening for the Mariners right now to watch that from the Seahawks and have it as a bit of hometown inspiration.
Yeah, it's all love. I mean, they both support each other too, man. You see the Mariners supporting the Hawks, Hawks supporting the Mariners. It's like we're in this together. Throw the Sounders in there too. I believe the MLS season just started. Yeah, man. It's all is good in Seattle. It's a good time to be a Northwesterner.
Absolutely agree. Well, he's not in the Northwest right now, out at Peoria. Mike Salk joins us next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doesn't last October feel like it was just yesterday?
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
The journey to making this fall the best ever starts now.
Down in Peoria at Mariners spring training.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com.
It's the newest Mariner, Brendan Donovan.
Already from walking in this door, just the buzz and the culture and the standard of what's expected of people here is really high.
We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M Auto Repair at myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze. La, 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 la.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It's the end of the Kirk Cousins era in Atlanta, even if most people already expected it. The Falcons confirmed Tuesday morning that they already informed Cousins he'll be released March 11th. The Ravens, meanwhile, eyeing a contract extension for their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's still under contract for 2 more seasons, but a new deal would free up nearly $30 million in cap space.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Mike Salk joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Mike, a great interview with Cal this morning. I enjoyed listening to it. What stood out from you, or for you, excuse me?
Well, he was
that?
mad at me afterwards.
He
Good morning,
was.
Stacy. How are you?
Good,
Hi,
how
Bump.
are you?
What up? What up?
What's
Why was
up?
he mad?
Well, I asked him at the end, so we had taped it. We're going to let you behind the scenes, people. We taped it the day before, and I had asked him at the very end about catching 120 games again this year and whether or not that was going to be possible. And he's like, yeah, of course, no problem, whatever. It's good for me. Why not? That's what they pay me for. And I saw him today. He's like, dude, I'm mad at you. I was like, why? He's like, dude, of course I'm going to catch 120 games. Why did you even ask that? I was like, all right, I'm sorry. I know. How dare I? He felt insulted.
Yeah.
So I apologized as I guess I needed to. And after that, everything was good. What jumps out? There are very few superstars who act like Cal. There just aren't many of them. And, I've been around a bunch in baseball in Boston. Bump, I know you've been around guys Stacy, you've been around guys who hit that superstar level. Generally, they create a little wall. They create a little distance. It goes to their head. This guy is exactly the same as he was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's just the same dude. He's a normal guy who happens to now be a superstar in the game of baseball.
I know from what I understand, where you guys sit, you get a lot of traffic, right? A lot of random players and people walking by. One of your promos, he's like, Buhner just hit me in the ribs or something like that.
Yeah.
What's been the most random, exciting conversation you've had so far?
Good one.
That's funny. The Buhner thing actually happened in the old studio. That wasn't even down here. He snuck into our studio and punched me square in the kidney from behind. It was awful. That's a true story. Brock will attest to it. Here, it's sort of the everything. It's Mike Cameron coming by just a few minutes ago with a young kid, 7 years old, said it's my birthday, and I think he brought this kid in from the outside, like outside the ropes. Brought the kid all the way in. The kid was wearing a Victor Robles jersey. Introduced the kid to Victor, who got all excited and ran over and signed the jersey and took a picture and all that stuff. I mean, those interactions that are kind of unique to spring training, not that they can't happen up in Seattle, but they're so much easier to make happen down here. So I love seeing all that, the number of kids that are out, and I got some friends with their kids that are down here, and they got to say hi to Brian Wu, and somebody else talked to Logan Gilbert for a few minutes, and somebody else got to meet Cal Raleigh and shake his hand. That interaction for the kids is so unique to spring training. I love it.
This isn't my question, but I wanted to say related to Cal, I stumbled across an interview, I think one of the first interviews you guys did with Cal, so several years ago. He seemed almost starstruck by Brock.
Sure.
Did he not? Do you kind of remember that? I mean, it's like
isn't?
he was sitting down, like asking him, like it looked like he wanted to ask him college football questions, or just kind of talk to him about ball. I don't know. It was a great interview. You guys have done a great job with him
thanks, Stacey.
over the years, of course. I wanted to switch gears and talk about. I know you guys had a chance to talk to Donovan as well. Not a recent interview, one of the earlier ones you did. Not only your impressions of him, we heard amazing things from Michelle Smallman about him as a person and in the clubhouse, but about the role you think he can play for this team on the field.
Well, first of all, that's a handshake, like a legit handshake. If you're judging someone by their handshake, then his is perfect. It is very, very firm without being obnoxious. It really lets you know that he's there and that he cares and that there's a respect. Military family, moved around a lot, was born in Germany and then mostly raised in Alabama after that, but on bases and playing sports. And you kind of get that sense. I think that shines through with him. He said a bunch of stuff that jumped. I really enjoyed the interview. Somebody had suggested that he's quiet. I don't think that's true. He's soft-spoken, but he has a lot to say. I was fascinated by him not wanting to take batting practice on the field. He likes to do it specifically in the cage because of the ways he can see the angles of the ball and where it's moving and trying to hit specific spots. So I was pretty blown away by that. In terms of how he fits in the roster, he hits leadoff. I mean, everything else will fall into place depending on when Colt Emerson's ready and how Cole Young performs and whether or not he needs to move to right or left at times. I mean, he's going to play third base, I think, every day to start the year unless something incredible happens with Colt Emerson. But the flexibility obviously allows him to move around if necessary. I just think what you're getting is a leadoff hitter, a guy who knows what that job specifically entails, is good at it, is good at getting on base, is good at making contact, and has that sort of selfless role to set up the big dogs after him.
So what are the conversations like when it comes to ABS, whether it be with the fans, management? What's the feel with that?
Funny, I was talking a little bit about that today. So we were at the game yesterday, and Brock and I are watching, and there were a lot of challenges in yesterday's game. And I don't know, last year I found it fine. Yesterday I found it annoying. Like, all right, enough. Like, you're challenging all the time. I think the thing that I finally have come down on, because I generally get a little nervous about technology in baseball, but the pitch clock, which I was worried about, has been good, not bad, and so I'm trying to be more open-minded. I guess what I'm bummed out or bugged out by is these calls that are really marginal, right? The strike zone, in my view, is not meant to be absolute. It's not like the end zone or the sidelines in the NFL. I don't think it needs to be so absolute because there's no line there. Why can't we have a third option like we do in the NFL where they say the call is either overturned, the call is upheld, or confirmed, or the call is upheld? We don't know. It's on the margin. It's not an inch outside. It's not an inch inside. It's not clearly over the plate. It's on the edge, and we're going to go with whatever the umpire called. It feels like they need that middle ground, but look, no one's going to listen to me. That's not going to happen. This is what they're going to do. And, in theory, it should make the umpires better because they're more accountable. I think that will happen to a degree, but the umpires have always been graded and ranked, and they have supervisors. It's not like they're entirely on their own. I think it's just really hard to call a 98-mile-an-hour two-seamer that's moving and determine whether or not it went over the plate. So I'm good with them fixing the egregious bad calls, but do we really need to change a call that clips the very top corner of the strike zone? I don't think we do.
Do you think your feelings about that will change once the season starts? Because right now it's a free-for-all, right? Everyone's just challenging like crazy. What do you get, 2 during the regular season?
Yeah, well, 2 as long as you're right? So you get 2 wrong, and then you're done, but you can get as many right as you get right. Yeah, I'm sure it will calm down, and I'm sure the guys will pause. And my opinion since last year has been the pitchers will never use this. They're not going to get to use this because they're just too far away to make a real guess of whether or not it was a ball or a strike. The hitters, I think, will have a lower percentage of getting it right than the catchers. And this will mostly be a catcher thing, along with hitters occasionally do it for something that's really blatant. But I don't think that I'm hoping it doesn't get used that often out of fear of not having it for later.
Why do you not like more technology in baseball?
Because it slows it down. I just don't think because there are 4 different strike zones, Stacey. Watch this thing. I'll send it to you later from Codify Baseball. Mm-hmm. There is the strike zone that we see on TV, which is 2-dimensional. There's the strike zone that includes the 3D element of the plate, which is not taken into account. There is the strike zone according to the ABS system, which takes the height of the player and divides it by a percentage, but doesn't include the stance that player is in, whether he's bending his knees a lot or just a little or any of that. And then there's the strike zone that the umpire calls. And I don't know why we need to be so exact on it. Baseball, I don't think, was meant to be played that way. I like getting the calls right. You got a bang-bang play at first base, let's get it right. But a guy slides over second base trying to steal and his foot comes off the bag for a fraction of a second, I just don't think baseball needs that level of detail. It's not football.
I agree. I want all the detail in football, Salk. All of it.
Yeah, me too.
With the replay.
I love it in football.
Yeah.
I just don't need it in baseball. It's okay for our sports to be different. Not everything needs to be exactly the same.
I feel you. Yeah. You spoken to Dan already, right?
We did, yeah.
All right, so this is his second full spring training. Do you feel a difference in him when it comes to leadership, comfortability? Like, what's he like?
No, I think he is exactly the same, honestly. I think, and by design. I think we tried to ask him, are you making any changes? Are you learning? And he really kind of pushed that out on the team in terms of bigger things the team is learning. I think Dan really strives to be the same guy every day, and he is a big believer of giving the clubhouse and the leadership over to the players. I think he stays out of the way, and I think that was probably something they needed. You know, we trace this back, and you think about the Scott service decade almost, and at the beginning, you know, Scott had to be the leader. They didn't really have the leader. He needed to change the leadership style of Cano and Seager and Felix, and they were trying to move it and change the culture here. And then they started the step back and the rebuild, and they didn't really have leaders, and so Scott really needed to be at the forefront. Well, the last couple of years, they kind of had those guys, and Cal was emerging, and Julio was emerging, and JP was emerging, and I think it was hard for Scott to step back and give the clubhouse back to the players after, you know, almost a decade of doing it himself. Dan is very much the opposite. He is hands-off. He stays behind. You know, he talks to the guys. He's invested. He's involved. But he is so player-focused in terms of allowing them to go lead the team. And I think he kind of isn't making changes by design. I think he very much wants them to be the same team they were last year. All of that being said, they are embracing the expectations. I think it was Brian Wu who said, instead of having goals, we now have expectations. I think that's very well put. And I think Dan has embraced a lot of that and allowed them to use the words World Series, because it's time to start talking that way.
Is there a lesson you hope he has learned? Maybe he didn't tell you guys or wasn't willing to, but is there something from last season that you hope might be sticking with him?
I think if he's 9 outs away from getting to the World Series, I'd like to see Andres Munoz on the mound to face the best hitters in the game. But I mean, look, I felt like Dan did an excellent A job last year, you know, an A grade in leading the team, in giving them their freedom, in figuring out this group and allowing them to play their game. I didn't think the in-game management was an A. I don't know if I'm going to give it a letter grade, but this will be year 2. He's not going to talk to us about whatever changes he's made there. I hope that, you know, that some of the in-game calls make sense as he learns and gains experience. Everybody gets a little bit of grace, which has been one of Dan's big words. So I'm willing to offer it, and, you know, we'll see what things look like in year 2.
What young guys impressed you the most so far?
Well, I haven't seen Ryan Sloan. Everybody else seems to find Ryan Sloan. So I got to find him. We're looking for him because I want to see these giant legs that everybody's talking about. I love the comp we got from Ryan Divish today between Kate Anderson and Cliff Lee. I think you see it. We watched him throw a little bit today. Absolutely, with the side, kind of not full sidearm, but the 3/4 delivery. I absolutely see the Cliff Lee comparison, and looking forward to seeing more of him. But, you know, the dude that stands out, of course, is Colt Emerson. He's going to have every opportunity to make the team. I don't think he's going to do it, but he's going to have the opportunity to do it like Julio did a few years ago. If he doesn't make the team out of spring, maybe it's May, June. I don't think it's going to be too long before we get to see him. And he does look bigger. He does look more put together. You can see the way he moves. He's just kind of got that baseball player movement. And, yeah, hopefully he puts it together sooner rather than later, because he has an opportunity to really make a difference. I don't know what's going on with that buzzing. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You're good. We're going to let you go anyways. But you guys can find all of these interviews that we've asked Mike about, but also the one from this morning with Cal Raleigh on the Brock and Salk podcast. Mike, go enjoy the sun, and we look forward to checking in with you next time.
Thanks, Salk.
All right, guys. Sounds good. See you.
All right, still to come. Are the Cheat Hawks back? Can't wait to get to that story. So back.
What are we doing?
Curtis is excited about this one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, if the Hawks were to trade JSN, emphasis, which you don't want to happen, what needs to be a corresponding move?
So if you trade JSN like some of these fans want you to do, then you have to give K9 whatever the heck he wants. You cannot lose both of these guys. Can you imagine this offense with no JSN and no K9? No. I mean, like, what are we going to do now? People are excited about Kenny McIntosh getting an opportunity.
Torrey Horton and Kenny McIntosh,
for sure.
Man, duh.
Torrey Horton, I mean, I think he's going to be a good receiver in this league. Yeah, for sure. But I can't imagine this offense. I don't think Sam Darnold wants to imagine this offense without K9 and JSN. So if something were to happen and the Hawks do something I think they absolutely will not do, which is trade JSN, then you have to give K9 what he wants. Someone's going to offer him $12 million a year. You're going to have to offer him $13 to $14 million. So either way, I think that there's going to be a group of Seahawks fans that feel like someone's overpaid, whether it's JSN or whether it's K9. I don't think they're going to trade JSN. I hope they don't trade JSN. But if you were to do that, and K9 has to be a priority and Kobe has to be a priority. You mash those two salaries together, you're around $25 to $30 million a year, and you still got, if you're looking at what JSN will possibly get paid, another $10 million to play with just off of JSN alone. So, look, man, if it goes down and something wild happens and I'm absolutely wrong, I will come in here, I will tip my cap to all the people who said to trade JSN. But you got to get K9. You got to lock down Kobe and try to keep as many of these guys together.
Second down. So will be the 4 most sought after quarterback free agents, and who will be a starter?
Cousins, Murray, Willis, and Tua. Those are the 4 quarterbacks. And then depending on what the Colts do with Daniel Jones, too. I think they're going to tag him or try to keep him. I saw his number. He's around like $43 million a year. So we'll see what happens with Daniel Jones. He's probably the better one out of these 4 right now, which is crazy to say because just a few years ago, we thought it was done for Danny Dimes. It's going to be Willis, right? Willis is the guy. And it's funny because we know what Cousins is. He's a guy who will get you through the regular season for the most part, struggled last year with Atlanta, and somehow mess it up in the playoffs. We know that Murray will have explosive plays and look great, but leadership is suspect. And Tua just finessed the league. This might be, other than Deshaun Watson, this is one of the biggest finesses I've seen in the league in the past 10 years. This is what people are scared of when it comes to JSN, right? One good year, and then you just fall off the cliff. At the quarterback position, it's easier to fall off the cliff because you have the football in your hands every snap. You're making decisions. So I think it's going to be Willis. And Willis because of the unknown, because he's giving you just enough. What he played in 4 or 5 games last year, gave you just enough for you to look and imagine the possibilities of an offense with Willis running that thing. So, yeah, you can throw Danny Dimes into the mix. We'll see what the Colts do. But it's Cousins, Murray, Willis, Tua, not your boy Wilson. And Willis will be a starter somewhere next year.
Third down. Do you see a world where the Raiders give up the number 1 pick?
If they were to do that, give up the number 1 pick, then you might as well let Crosby go too.
Oh, yeah.
And get as much as you can. Ride with Geno for another year. All right? Give Genty the football. Browers, you do your thing, but fix that defense with all these picks. If you were to get rid of this number 1, this first pick, you're going to get like, what, two first rounders, first round, a future first round, a second round. Like, it's going to be crazy, right? But I don't see a world where they do this. If they do it, then obviously the package has to be great. But the reason why I don't is because Tom Brady is part of the ownership. Tom Brady, I feel like, is whispering into the ear of Kubiak and saying, look, I can help you make this young man something special. I can help Mendoza kind of rebuild this team. It's going to take a few years, but I don't see it happening. But if they were to do it, you might as well get rid of Crosby too and get as much as you can and see what happens. I'm not sure what the draft class looks like for QBs next year in 2027. Right now it's Mendoza than everybody else. I don't see it happening. I think Tom Brady wants to be invested in the quarterback. I think Kubiak likes the idea of having his guy, right? Getting a guy of his own and really molded him, right? He's been in situations where he's kind of hopped in and helped a guy who's already been in the league. Now it's like you get your own franchise for the first time. You get your own quarterback. I think that's a head coach's dream, honestly, to get that number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. A dream in a way, because that means your team is very bad if you have that number 1 pick.
So it's like a dream where, like,
right?
You look forward to falling asleep maybe and not living in the reality of your day-to-day now.
Exactly. So, no, I don't see it happening. If it does happen, get rid of Crosby and start all over.
I look forward to Fernando Mendoza being a Raider, though.
Me
that
too.
Said.
That's
going to
be so interesting.
I find him likable. I do. I don't care. I know
like
some people
the kid,
think he's cringeworthy.
But if he hung out with me and my boys at his age, he'd be appalled.
But that makes him likable to me because I think that he'd still try to hang out. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like I was getting into it with a listener who was judging me for drinking Starbucks. All in good fun, listener. I'm not taking it personally. He strikes me as someone that like is innocent but doesn't judge. He just seems like like he's like, oh, okay.
Bump, when you and your friends start cussing more around him just to make him uncomfortable.
For sure. Everything
that's what I'm saying.
that irks him, we would lean into it.
And he'd
tough.
be like, that's so neat. I love that you guys have that camaraderie.
Like when Kirk Cousins was starting to go off and they were putting the chains on him, these Kirko chains, like it's same. It's the Kohl's Cash guy who just wants to be a part of it.
Hey, just kicking it.
I like him right now.
You know, we'd have a DD every night, though.
That you sure do.
We would.
And he's going to make sure you guys are buckled in.
He's going to pray for you guys on the way home.
He's going to pray when he picks you up. He's going to be like, I have some water bottles back here if anyone's thirsty.
He's
Bump,
like the greatest Uber you ever had.
Yeah, he's going to say, Bump, you really should drink this water. I'm not going to hit the road until you finish this water bottle. Like, I love him.
Fernando in Las Vegas? Las Vegas for that kind of guy?
Why not, man? Why not? I couldn't think of a pun for Sin City. I'm going to keep it moving. 4th down.
Save Sin City.
Saint City. No. What's the most encouraging thing about the Seahawks offense?
Offensive line is always the toughest position to grade and to really understand. But PFF had these guys ranked dead last season. Dead last. And they finished the season 15th. So we got some progress there. Okay, got some progress.
Now that's the family feud. Good answer.
Good answer. Right? You take it with a grain of salt. I think that Anthony Bradford was better than what most people think, but as bad and as good as great. I think that Jalen doesn't get the love that he deserves, I feel like. Whenever you're able to snap the ball and pull at the same time, get bodies on bodies, you're athletic. There's something special about it. But no, it's encouraging just to see the progress of this offensive line. I still think they're going to be bodies brought in to compete at certain positions. But look, man, there's progress. And that's all you can ask for from this offensive line because we've been in the dungeon for a long time.
Can I bring in a sports-related but not at all Seahawks-related topic? I want to see how you three feel. What are your rulings on consuming Starbucks products? I have a listener in the 425 who says that they were like Stacy wearing a Sonics cap and drinking Starbucks. I do have, it's my close coffee shop, whatever it is, what it is. And I understand the optics of that being, but my thought on it is that me inconveniencing myself and paying more and going further does nothing to stick it to a billionaire who doesn't know I exist and does nothing to bring my team back. That's where I've settled on it now. But I understand that some people have a different outlook on it. No, look, I'm not, I think, morally judging people.
They got rid of the Starbucks down the street. If that Starbucks was still there, I would still be rocking Starbucks like 2-3 times a week.
Curtis, what's your ruling on it?
If given the opportunity to buy from different coffee shops, I'll pick the coffee shop that isn't Starbucks. But if Starbucks is the only one around,
yeah, which is my case,
I'll go with that. I won't be happy about it, but
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Ian?
You're not saying thank you?
I'd probably go an extra 2 blocks for a different coffee shop, but I wouldn't go in the other direction. So if it's on my way, I'm gonna hit a Starbucks.
That's kind of how I feel about it, where I'm like, hey, I don't
feel good about it.
I'm not gonna inconvenience myself. Howard Schultz doesn't know I exist. I don't like him. I don't respect what happened. I will forever side-eye the NBA, and to this day, I think they're dangling Seattle like a carrot and are not being serious enough about giving us a team. But all of that being said, I think it's, for some people, a little performative. Either way, I'll say this. I think that judging people for it is a way to feel morally superior over something that doesn't actually mean anything.
Man, Starbucks ain't going nowhere.
No. That's my ruling on it. It's a hot take. It's a hot take. It's not a popular take.
Do you?
But that's my take on it. Are the Cheat Hawks back? They're so back. That's coming up next.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2 on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
That experience of last year being part of the most successful season in Mariners history, how much does that help the players grow? I wonder how it impacts Dan Wilson. How much better can he be in year 2?
You know, I don't know. He's still going to go with his instincts. His instincts got us to 8 outs away from the World Series.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
High five. Up top.
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Are the Cheat Hawks back? Curtis.
Let's go.
We're so back.
So back.
You know things are right. Things are going great for your team when you're being accused of cheating. That is almost always a good thing. Except for when you're actually cheating, Houston. Like when you're just being accused of being the Cheat Hawks.
They can't possibly be this good.
No, the NFL is mulling whether to allow replay officials the ability to throw flags because of 2 missed penalties on the Seahawks. That's right. The first instance was Derek Hall stepping on the leg of Rams offensive lineman Kevin Dotson in Week 16. I maintain...
He got fined for that.
Yes, he got fined for it, and I maintain that it doesn't look like he, stomps on his leg in the video. I digress.
I got inside information.
Oh?
You definitely did it on purpose.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. You're much more connected than I am.
But for the sake of this, he did not.
If we could, Ian, dump real quick. Dump what Bump just said. Erase 30 seconds. Thank you. The second is Josh Jubb throwing a punch at Stephon Diggs during the Super Bowl. Not great, but got away with it.
Let's go.
Diggs, I mean, if anybody's got it coming.
Yeah.
Diggs had all his baby mamas at the game. That man
and
might have been cheating on Cardi. I'm very upset about.
Man is reckless.
Yeah. How dare you do that to Cardi?
Hey, he's just trying to have a blended family, I guess.
Don't let him near your sister.
Yeah. Let's see. Where am I going to go with this one? I have nothing else to say except for Cheat Hawks are so back. And
if it's not caught on camera, then why do we need to go back and revisit all of it?
I ranted about the Rams review yesterday, and I feel the same way about it, which is it feels like complaining about things that don't matter now. Right,
especially the Josh Jobe one. That didn't factor into the game at all.
All right.
And I think he got fined anyway for it. The punishment's already taken place.
So I do have a question about how this would work. It allows replay officials to call from New York or the booth to say, hey, that actually should have been a flag?
Yeah, it's basically adding another referee, like an eye in the sky in a way, being like, hey, you missed that. You need to go throw a flag.
Like the VAR in soccer, they'll call a delayed penalty. It's the same in rugby where it's hey, you missed something 3 plays ago, but we have to pull it back because somebody punched someone in the face or something like that.
Okay. Team USA has promoted Tarek Skubal as ace of their World Baseball Classic pitching staff, but don't expect to see him pitch during the tournament. Much during the tournament. It was reported by Bob Nightingale of USA Today that Skubal will only make 1 start, and it'll be against Great Britain in pool play. Skubal explained the decision at Tigers camp.
Yeah, the whole point of me doing the WBC was to make sure that I could stay on a normal workload of a spring training regimen and be able to just making a start for Team USA and then come back here and continue my normal routine to get ready for opening day. And I think everything's going to stay the same if that's the point of that. I'm not ramping up earlier than I need to. I don't want that narrative out there. I kind of want to I'm treating this as I'm going to Team USA, making a start, coming back to Lakeland, and I'm getting ready to go for opening day.
Yeah. If I'm paying him $32 million a year, this is what I want to hear. Try to keep it as normal as possible. He has a routine that works for him. This is very responsible, this young man, because we know, pitchers, they get banged up. It's a matter of when. Has he had the good old surgery yet?
Derek Skubal?
I don't. He may.
I think he had it in college.
Sometimes I forget because guys will have it like.
Yeah, I think he had it pretty
like
early.
18.
All right. Well, he's been through that already. Let's just he just signed his new deal.
Yeah.
I think this is the responsible way to go with this whole deal.
Do you think it's the Tigers saying, come back, we don't want you out there, or do you think it's Skubal saying, I'm entering a contract year, I could have as much as like $400-500 million coming my way. I'm not going to mess this up.
I think it sounds like he just wants to keep the workload exactly the same that it's been over the past few seasons. So I think it's him, and I'm sure the Tigers are not complaining at all.
He can't play like Puerto Rico or the DR or someone. Like, I don't need to see him strike out Harry Ford 5 times.
I do.
Harry Ford catching strays.
Yeah.
And that's the only
did nothing
team
except for
GB
being a God-fearing, nice person. Who doesn't love a good half-baked idea? Paul Pierce has a wild one about the NBA's three-point line.
This is what I honestly think they should do with the three-point line. I think the three-point line should be an LED line that just comes and goes. Like you can turn it off and turn it back on at certain times of the game. Like if you're down 10 or 3 minutes in the 4 minutes,
that's like trying to have a 4-point play, like certain
it just should be on
points at the end of the game.
It's just ridiculous how I've watched games where like Lex 3 minutes were all threes.
Yeah.
Like I think it should just turn on. Like somebody could just be in there. You get 48 minutes a game. The 3-point line should be on like 30 minutes.
It sounds like Rock and Jock. Remember MTV's Rock and Jock basketball? You're too young for that. All my 80s babies, holla at me. Rock and Jock, this is when they had like 3 hoops. One was worth like 12 points, up like 20 to 30 feet up in the sky. Yeah, this is he was off that funny stick when he was talking about this one for sure.
That is why. You just turn it off. You turn it off.
I mean,
You just turn it
no
off.
one's ever thought those thoughts before. So that's impressive.
There was nothing
impressive. Yeah.
It's an original thought
that's
for
what
sure.
I'm saying. Sometimes when you watch a movie, sometimes I'll sell someone on a show and I'll be like, look, it's not the best show on the planet, but it's such an original concept that I found that interesting. And that's what I'm doing with this idea. It's like, it's not the best idea on the planet. It is kind of laughable, but it's like, it's interesting to see someone's mind work that way.
It would be kind of cool if
I
it
knew
was
that-
floating. if you brought it,
Ian would do this.
if you started with the high school 3-point line and then you took
Backed it up each quarter?
You backed it up every quarter. Would that not be kind of sick?
Hang on, no,
Like
hang
then
on,
you've
hang on.
got
Let him cook,
you've got
let him
Steph,
cook.
you've
Let
got
him cook.
Steph, Peyton Pritchard pulling up from like, I don't know, 60 feet in the fourth quarter because the 3-point line is like all the way. It's like 4 feet off of the halfway.
You know
line
what this sounds like? Space Jam.
No.
What are we doing here?
Hang on a minute.
What are we
Hang on.
doing here?
You guys hear me out. What if we kept pushing the 3-point line back
That's what he said.
as the game? It's my idea.
Just snaking ideas.
Sniped.
What
Come
if
on.
we kept pushing it back instead of turning it off? Just make it harder to get a 3-pointer.
We might as well make the hoop pop a shot and have that thing moving from right to left. And
Lethal shooter.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I understand it now.
Was it?
Hey, you know that dude
slam
went
ball?
to Wazoo?
Really?
Yeah, I understand the guy. He played basketball at Wazoo.
Who invented Papa Shot?
Nah,
No,
this
he's a
is
YouTuber.
The lethal shooter. The
okay.
GOAT.
Very sorry, very sorry. Shout out to the olds, 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao and 48-year-old Floyd Mayweather will have a rematch 11. I can't believe it's been 11 years.
Crazy.
11 years after they first fought back in 2015. It'll be held at the Las Vegas Sphere on September 19th on Netflix and will basically be moving art is what I think it'll be. It'll just be posing as though you're fighting.
This is a joke. It's mockery.
It's not real.
And I'm going to watch every minute of it. Every single minute.
Oh,
I
but we can't
can't
move the
wait,
3-point
Bump.
line.
I'm so excited.
Right. They're not going to hurt each other.
No.
They're going to be little pitter patters out there.
It's just going to be circle.
They're gonna go 10 rounds. Well, I don't even know if it'll be 10 rounds. It might be 8 because
Right?
they're old.
Yeah, man. This is Curtis. I think you said it during prep. Like Floyd just needs the money. He said,
so.
you know what? I done blown it on
He has
dancers
so
and yachts.
much money.
Dancers and yachts, and now I need more
Or maybe
money.
had so much money.
How do you blow that much money?
You're Floyd Mayweather.
Honestly,
You're tipping people.
I think we'd all have a pretty fun time doing that.
It says he's worth $400 million.
I'd take that
He's
challenge.
absolutely not.
He's earned over $1 billion in his career.
If you
I believe
need
that.
money after earning $1 billion in your career,
That's reckless.
I hate to say it, but you might have a spending problem.
I could do what I want every single day
and not
of
run
my
out
life
of money.
and not go through $1 billion.
But see, that's what I'm saying is like what I can't fathom is that I'm not even the type of person who could be creative enough to spend that much money. And that's what really, it both irks me and also it's like you start to think like, are you buying a new yacht once a year? Are you, like you have to make an effort to spend that money. You're tipping someone $10,000.
Yeah, you reckless.
You know what I mean?
You reckless.
Like just things that we wouldn't even, you're having a Paul Pierce approach to spending. You're thinking outside the box. You're spending money on things we wouldn't even
That
fathom.
rate of spending, you're spending like at least $1 a second for like the rest of your life.
You built a Safeway in your basement and put scratch ticket machines in it. You did some
You
weird
got a Taco
stuff.
Bell in your living room.
Yeah, like you went crazy with it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's coming up September 19th on Netflix. How do the Seahawks extend their Super Bowl window? Coming up next.
Doesn't last October feel like it was just yesterday?
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
The journey to making this fall the best ever starts now.
Down in Peoria at Mariners spring training.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com.
It's the newest Mariner, Brendan Donovan.
Already from walking in this door, just the buzz and the culture and the standard of what's expected of people here is really high.
We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Our First Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, what was the initiative to make that call?
I've got something worth preserving for the sake of the people that I serve and my family. So it's important to me.
What did you learn through the process?
The experience with First Mark has been highly professional, informative individuals that have helped me from personal to professional insurance, life insurance, policies, coverage, cyberspace, things that I was afraid to approach were pretty easily approachable.
How would you say their customer service has been, Aaron?
Absolutely 10 out of 10. I just couldn't say anything higher about First Mark. They've executed very well on as many levels as I could rate them.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's floor model finale. Don't experience FOMO. Get in now and save thousands on remaining 2025 floor model hot tubs. But hurry, our floor model finale ends February 28th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-378-7241. 800-378-7241. Again, that's 800-378-7241.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Before I get to a more important topic here, someone says, we were talking about, how the heck do you blow through $1 billion? Someone said, quick radio math says, to spend $1 billion over 30 years would be $94,000 per day.
I'm buying
I don't even know how to fact check that, but it's not my brain.
I'm buying a Chevy every day, essentially.
You could buy a new car to get to and from work. Oh, you wouldn't be working.
I would definitely not working.
I would still come in here and I would just start every segment by saying, I'm a billionaire. I'm your billionaire host. I wanted to get back to what I feel are two very connected conversations. We had them separately earlier, but I think they're related. One, do you pay JSN? How much do you pay JSN? Are you comfortable with, paying JSN top of the market value, top of the market receiver money, and maybe even more than that?
That's your only option.
That's your only option. Again, thank you. Secondly, how do the Seahawks extend their current Super Bowl window? I think the debate people are having is whether those two things are at odds or not. There are some people, and please text in if you do. I want to get some listener response to this one so I can have some differing opinions. 866-979-3776. Does paying JSN get you closer to a Super Bowl or get you further away?
That's a tough question because it depends on what happens after that. Who do you retain? Who steps up? On paper, there's going to be a team that's going to be favored to win over the Seahawks, I believe, because right now it's Seahawks-Rams, right? Seahawks-Rams in most, I guess, power rankings. Seahawks-Rams, and then I've seen the Broncos in there. But that's right now. That's off the way the roster is currently constructed. Once you sign JSN, domino effect is going to happen. Other guys aren't going to be here. It makes it harder to win another Super Bowl, for sure. Because if in a perfect world, you'd bring back the 22 starters that you had and say, run it back, let's do it. Teams have to catch up to us. We're not catching up to anybody. We're leading the charge. But because you signed JSN, I assume you're going to sign JSN. You got $63 million in cap space. He's not going to account for $40 million on that first year. They're going to defer some money and sign a bonus and backload that thing. So it's not like you're only going to be working with like $23 million. There will be more, but Kobe's worth 14. K9's worth like 11, 12, depending on who you ask. You got to sign Spoon as well. He's an all-pro type of dude. He's going to want top dollar. No, it makes it harder. It makes it harder because the personnel is different. And I've said this before, the best thing about bringing guys back is that you have a great idea of what their production is going to be, what it could be. I don't expect Jason to go for 1,700, but over 13, 14, yeah, I can see that. K9, I can see him over 1,100. Yeah, for sure. Spoon, 1 interception, a whole bunch of passes defended, and just being that little fire starter out there. Yeah. You understand exactly what you could get out of guys in this system. When you bring new guys in, that's where you don't know. A lot of people thought DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't going to do nothing, right? Because he's older, 33, coming off an injury. I didn't expect the production out of him that he showed. So it's always a gamble, man. It's going to be harder. There's going to be a team when the season starts to where people are going to have over the Seahawks as far as Super Bowl favorites because signing JSN limits what you can do in other places.
I've got some listener responses for you. 360. Bring back as much of the same cast as possible. Don't pay anyone that isn't due. 5th-year option, franchise tag, whatever it takes, go all in for another Super Bowl. Their idea of going all in this year is if it strains your relationship not to extend JSN, or if you risk losing JSN to free agency, fine. It gets you closer to a Super Bowl this year if you don't pay JSN right now. Another one, Christian the 206, ain't no way you get better by not paying or losing JSN. Bryant in the 360 says, keeping JSN gets you as close to a Super Bowl as you are right now. The only year that hurts is the first year. Salary cap goes up every year and the price for wide receivers goes up every year.
That's why you pay him now.
A lot of that.
That's why you pay him now because next year, one, like you mentioned, the relationship, you don't want to jack that up. But then you pay him next year, he could ball out, and that 40 is now 45. You know, so that's why they get these deals done as early as possible.
Yeah. I think I hate to go back to the food analogy, but it really is that where it's kind of, I feel like sometimes in general as people, we have conversations that are a waste of time because we're talking about something that isn't possible, or we're talking about something that, like, for instance, it makes you feel like you're being the smart one in the room when you're not really saying anything that's relevant. For instance, I believe that the best possible way to get to and win a Super Bowl is to have a team built just like Seattle was last year. There's not one incredibly bloated contract. Everyone's contributing. You've got a lot of young talent, and you've got guys that are outplaying their contracts, JSN and Witherspoon being 2 of those, Sam Darnold also being another, frankly. However, that's not the reality the Seahawks are living in right now. So it's kind of a waste of time to sit here going, well, no, you got to get to and win a Super Bowl by paying it. So if that's the approach you want to take, if you truly believe that the only way you get to and win a Super Bowl is by not paying anyone that much money, then you're trading JSN and you're assuming you can replicate that production with whoever you draft to replace him or sign to replace him. You don't get to have both. You don't get to say JSN should take less. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and it's easier to duplicate what K9 did this year than what JSN did this year.
Yeah.
You hand the football off, you let them run. Running backs are a dime a dozen. So are receivers, but you just happen to have the best receiver in the league for the 2025 year. Yeah, man, it's either way, it's gonna be tough. Like it's not nothing's guaranteed. I'd rather it be tough with JSN than tough without JSN.
That's fair.
Because it's the chances that these guys go back to the Super Bowl, it's rare. It doesn't happen that often, right? The Chiefs have done it, and New England did it. Who else has done it since 2000? That's it, right?
It's just Chiefs, Patriots, and Seahawks.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, 3 franchises in 25 years, 26 years have done it. That's just how tough it is. So either way, I'm not sitting here saying Jason's going to solve all the problems and it's a guaranteed. But I'm saying that if I'm going to go out next year, I want to go out with the receiver who produced the most.
Let's get back to the Mariners with Gary Hill. He joins us next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Mike Salk on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable. What the Mariners have done is draft, develop, trade, yes, but then sign their own guys. They're spending significant amounts of money on Julio Rodriguez, on Josh Naylor, on Cal Raleigh, on Luis Castillo. They're choosing to spend it on their own guys.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube for exclusive content just like this.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com. Need some TLC for your hybrid or EV? A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue gives you fast, cost-effective, guaranteed service. Go to myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX. A&M Auto Repair treats you fair and square.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
You'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest. This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
It's the end of the Kirk Cousins era in Atlanta, even if most people already expected it. The Falcons did confirm Tuesday morning on an Atlanta area radio station that they have informed Cousins he'll be released March 11th. The Ravens, meanwhile, are eyeing a contract extension for their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He has 2 seasons left on a 5-year, $260 million extension signed back in 2023.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Gary, how's it going?
I'm doing very well. How are you? It's great to chat again.
You know what? We were thinking this about Riz the other day. Just talking with you guys again makes it feel like, oh my God, we're right back into it. Look at it. It was a heartbreaking end to the season. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but there's something that gets your heart racing when you start feeling like it's back around and anything is possible. What I will say, Gary, is I'm not out there. Tell me, it sure seems like the excitement is something you can feel out there.
I think that's right. It's palpable. There's a lot of optimism, and it comes from everywhere. I mean, when you talk to players, you hear the optimism, you hear the expectations, you hear the goals. You talk to front office folks, you talk to coaches, you talk to the fans around. Everybody's on the same page. The expectations, I think, are probably as high as they've ever been going into a season, which is great. And those expectations are being embraced all the way around. I mean, players have not been shy about throwing around World Series and winning it all and that sort of thing. And that's, I think, from a fan perspective, that's got to be exactly what you want to hear going into a season, especially coming off of the heartbreak of last year. And it feels like that has been used as some motivation as well, trying to get back and go in the distance this time around.
What are the fans like? I mean, you mentioned the expectations. Does it feel a bit more crowded this time around than usual?
Yes, it does. I mean, Mariner fans usually travel pretty well in general because, it's very gray and very cold, and down here it's very warm. So I always, Mariner fans travel very well. Cubs fans usually travel very well. But we have seen it even more crowded than normal this year. The first game was the most they've ever had for a first game in spring training, over 10,000. Wow. There's been fans everywhere. Everywhere we've gone to, home or road, there are more Mariner fans than Reds fans at their game the other day, which is pretty remarkable. And you can feel the excitement. Like, everyone's super pumped up for this season. But, yeah, it is very noticeable everywhere you go, all the Mariners gear and Mariners fans everywhere.
I think the coolest thing about it is when you, as a broadcaster or a reporter or anyone covering the team, actually gets, believes it. Like, it's one thing, I think back to covering the Seahawks as a reporter in 16, 17, 18. Every single year they'd be like, yeah, it felt like last year was like 2012. And this year we're really going to make it happen. And you'd be like, yeah, okay, I don't know if I totally see it. But with this year's Mariners team, when you hear, Gary, things like, let's say Cal tells you, hey, we're here to win it all. We're going to win a World Series. I would imagine that even the most critical broadcaster would be like, yeah, you can make the case.
Yeah, because you hear that this time of year. You're right, to your point, because this is the season of hope, and all teams have hope and believe. I mean, I think athletes only can get here with that kind of hope, right? That they can be the best and win it all and that sort of thing. But when you look at it, yeah, it's very realistic for the Mariners. When you look at where the Mariners are, their team, you look at the landscape of the American League, American League is wide open, just as it was last year in the postseason. The Mariners almost made it all the way, and I think they're better right now than they were last year. So, yeah, this is real optimism. And when you get to the playoffs, you never know. That's the thing. There's 5-game series. There's 7-game series, and you never know what happens in a series. So there's no guarantee of anything. I mean, there's no guarantee of anything in the regular season. It's the thing about the marathon of a baseball season. But the Mariners have real reason to be optimistic. There's no doubt about that.
Gary, one of the things that I like about this organization, it feels like they bring in the right guys personality-wise. And I was listening to Donovan speak to our morning show, the Brock and Salk show, and I felt like he's going to fit right in. You know, he has that southern drawl. I think we settled on, Stacy, a southern drawl.
Yeah, we were between twang or drawl.
Yeah, twang.
Am I reading that correctly? Has he been embraced? How's he fitting in?
Yes. So Shannon and I sat down with him yesterday as well. It's the first time I've had a chance to have a long conversation with him. He was very impressive. A really thoughtful guy, full understanding of himself as a player and where he fits on the team. And he just really fits in again. The Mariners have just a lot of good people, which makes them even more fun to root for. But he also strikes me as he's got a little nailer to him in that there's some intensity there. There's some grit there as well, which I think is a great add to the group. I just think he's a great fit all the way around. He's a really good hitter. I think the skill set fits with the Mariners perfectly. He's a guy at the top of the order, and that's something that we saw last year. That's something they needed, and I think he fits that perfectly. He's a guy that gets on base. He's a guy that can move around and is willing to move around. He's the kind of guy that says, yeah, you need me at third base, I'll play third base. You need me in the outfield, fine. He is willing to do that. It's just such a good fit on and off the field. And to me, it really put together the entire offseason for the Mariners. I'm really excited to see what he looks like at the top of the order because you look at the first 5, depending on the order, but Donovan, Cal, Julio, Naylor, Randy, that's a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage to be done there in the top 5, and I think it's going to start with Donovan at the top.
Heading over to the other side of the infield, looking at Cole Young at second, it sure seems like this team has simultaneously a lot of hope and expectation with their young players, but also, with signings like Donovan trying to buy a little bit of runway. So I'm having a hard time gauging what exactly I should expect for Cole Young this year because of that. How about you? What are you expecting? What are you watching for? And what do you think this team's view is on him for 2026?
Yeah, he's going to get some runway, and they purposely left a spot open for one of the young guys to grab it, Cole Young being one of those, Colt Emerson being another. And I think Michael Arroyo is a guy that we probably the Seattle Mariners universe, hasn't talked about enough as another one of those young players in the group that they have really high expectations for. I am also anxious to see what it looks like for Cole Young this year. You kind of look at his season last year, and there were some struggles on the bookends when he first was called up and then at the very end. In between that, though, there was definitely something there to be excited about in terms of spraying the ball around, getting on base, hitting for a high average, that sort of thing. And this is a different ask as opposed to think about when Jared Kelenic first came up with the Mariners, right? You were really hoping for an impact. I think no matter which young guy ends up making the club out of spring training or as we see along the way, because it's a good bet at some point we'll see all 3 during the course of the season possibly, they're not going to have to carry the offense. And I think that's important. So what you're asking Cole Young is to hit towards the bottom of the order and just pass the baton, get on base, right? I was really happy with him yesterday defensively. I thought he had a really good game defensively, turned a couple of double plays, made another really nice play at second base. So you're hoping for some improvement defensive-wise too. We saw that yesterday, so we'll see how that plays out. But I think you're just hoping for improvement and not necessarily asking for a giant impact because he's not going to have to carry the offense. The guys at the top that we talked about, the guys, Cal and Julio, those are the guys that are going to have to carry the offense. The guys at the bottom, you just want to see contribute. That's what you're hoping for.
Gary, we were having a conversation yesterday about how we're going to watch like the beginning of this season. Last year is kind of like, all right, just stay afloat, stay warm, to stay relevant. Whereas with the expectations this year, it feels like I'm going to be watching it a bit more intensely, Stacy, as well. How does the beginning of the season change for you? Stacy shaking her head. You're not going to watch it more intensely, Stacy?
Just absolutely not. No, I will be.
Why you calling me a liar? But like how does the viewing experience change for you? Granted, you're on the mic, you're going to be calling and stuff, but like how does the beginning of the season look for you?
Yeah, so there is something different when you go into a season and the baseball world is going to expect the Mariners to win the American League West. Like, those are the expectations coming into the season. I guess I don't look at the first month any differently. I don't feel like you can win anything in the first month, but you can really harm yourself in the first month. And you get off to a bad start, you dig yourself a hole, you're 6 games back. I mean, we would all love the Mariners to just rip off this amazing first month. That's not necessary to win the division or go to the postseason. I just think you want to play well and don't lose a bunch of ground in the first month. And I feel that way if you're a team that's going to be competitive for the division or if you're expected to win the division. I feel the same way. Just don't bury yourself early. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. What I think would help having a good first month is going into the first month healthy. And, they were mostly healthy last year except for Kirby, but that was a big loss. And I'm looking squarely at the rotation. Keeping the rotation healthy, I think, is going to be a big key for me this year. They accomplished a lot last year, and it didn't always necessarily go to plan. You look at the rotation, and it never felt like they were really all together at the same time. That was just not something that ever happened between the injuries. Miller was never quite the same guy till the very end. It felt like they were a 2-week stretch during the whole season. They were all actually together. So that's going to be a big key for me this season. You're going to need 6, 7, 8 starters along the way. That's going to happen. But hopefully they can avoid the long stretches of missing their big guys.
We're going to see something a bit different this season, at least in the pros, and that being ABS.
Yes.
So I was listening to Jordan Schusterman, who's on with us on Baseball Barbie-cast, had an entire podcast dedicated to explaining, like, hey, these are the rules. This is what's going to happen. The most interesting thing to me was him saying the stance of a batter won't really matter because it'll go entirely by the height of a batter, which can make things kind of interesting. What are some questions that you have for yourself about what this is going to look like in the regular season?
Yeah, so the spring's a little different where we just see challenges all the time, just randomly.
Try it out.
Guys, guys are challenging like nothing counts in the second inning just because, why not? We're down here. Yeah, let's see how this works, which is fine. When we get into the regular season and things are for real, I am really curious to see the strategy of it because I feel like you have to have strategy because you're going to have to save those challenges for the moments. You can't burn a challenge in the 4th inning when there's nobody aboard and it's a nothing count. Like, you can't have one of your hitters get that wrong unless it's like we talked to Cal about this, unless it's like super obvious, then you can challenge it in that circumstance. But I feel like you have to wait on those for the moments. Are the bases loaded in the 7th inning? And it's actually funny down here. Yeah, it's a spring game. It doesn't matter who wins and loses. But we saw against Cincinnati that there was a challenge that actually changed the course of a game. And now it was a spring game, but you can see that happen in a real game and make a difference. Like, how many times have we seen in the 7th inning with the bases loaded and a guy strikes out looking on a pitch that was actually outside? You challenge that, you win the challenge, and it literally changes the course of a ball game. Yeah. So that's what I'm most excited for, to get calls right in the biggest situations, but also to see the strategy on how teams use it and to see if any players get banned from using it.
Yeah.
If any hitter's like, no, you can never challenge again. That's what I'm excited to see that.
Cal was 9 for 9, obviously, when this was being tested last year. Was 0 for 1 to start. Has he lost it, is what I'm asking. Has he lost it?
It was interesting to hear him talk.
The ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great question. It was interesting to see him hear him talk about it after the game because he said He was mostly just experimenting, trying to get a feel for the zone. Because from what I've seen, from the data I've seen, the zone is going to be slightly different than the one called. It's going to be slightly lower at the top and slightly higher at the bottom. So if you're Cal or Kisner or whoever's catching, I do think, even if it's random down here, throw out a few challenges just to try and get the exact feel for the zone. I love how it works, too. I think the fans are really going to enjoy it if they've never seen it at play, because they put it on the board and the big scoreboard. So every fan will see exactly what is happening, and they'll see exactly where the pitch is. And all it takes is the ball to get any part of the zone for it to be a strike, but you'll see exactly what's going on, which I also think is a nice part of it. But I'm all for the experimentation, even though he did cost himself already his perfect record in spring.
Yeah, it reminds me of tennis when they challenge and the crowd looks at the big screen and they get all excited. It'd be cool if we can actually see the ball being pitched and then it hits the zone, but now I'm asking for too much anyway. All right, Gary, the game has changed a lot over the last, 4 or 5 seasons, with rule changes in the clock and the bags and all that good stuff. Is that reflected to you when you actually watched gameplay, or is it just so subtle that it's no real big deal?
Well, the most, I guess, non-subtle is the game time. I mean, to me, the pitch clock has been fantastic. It has been so great for the game. That to me has been the biggest rule change that baseball has implemented the past few years, and simply because the games are more crisp. It happens. The pace of action is quicker. More things are happening, which is great in the time frame. And to me, it's not just about game time, although games are shorter. It's just there's more action, which is great. I think that's been the biggest change. I do think I enjoy that baseball forever. It seemed like baseball would not do anything to change the game. I do like that they're changing it around the edges, but not changing the soul of the game. Like all these things I don't think are affecting the game that we love, but I think they're helping the game. And I think ABS is along those lines. And, I've thought, would I want pure robo-umps? Maybe at times. Sometimes when I watch a home plate umpire, maybe I prefer robo-umps. But I do think this is the nice in-between, because I think it is important to get the calls right. And I do think the umpires have an increasingly difficult job, because we see it. We talk about this all the time. We talk about pitching has never been better. The velocity is extreme, along with movement. That's not just hard on the hitters. That's really tough on the umpires as well. You talk about 99 with movement on the corner. That's not easy. So I think ABS specifically not only is good for fans, I think it's good for umpires too, because they want to get it right. And we talk so much about strike zone. It'll be nice to not have to talk about that as much. It won't be as big of an impact on the game, because no one wants to talk about officiating all the time, no matter what sport you're a fan of.
Gary, the only problem I have with the clock is that it forces me to drink my tall boy faster than I want to drink it. That's the only problem I have with it.
That's fair.
What are you going, beer and inning? Is that what's happening?
Inning and a half.
But we got to get you doing the 999.
Yes.
Already get started early.
Yeah, let's go.
That's great. That's a great. That does make it more challenging. Yeah, I see your pain there.
He's Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill. Baseball is back, and Gary, we can't wait to talk to you next time. Have a good one.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, can't wait. Great to chat.
See ya. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Raiders GM John Spytek at the Combine today says he expects Max Crosby will be a Raider in 2026. What's the real headline?
A Seahawks trade that was never going to happen is now up in flames.
Nah, man, they'd be... what segment did we do? Wasn't 4 down. Like, if you get rid of your number 1 pick, then you get rid of Max Crosby, and you just load up. So, no, that's not going to happen now. Max Crosby, their best player other than Browers, I guess. They have some pieces, right? Genty wasn't as bad as I thought he was after I go back and look at his season. Obviously, you have Browers over there. You got Max Crosby. There are some foundational pieces. It's just how long is it going to take for the Raiders to be legit? at least 2 to 3 seasons. Mendoza, welcome to Las Vegas.
I wonder whether, and now part of this could also be putting it out there. I didn't see the full quote from Spytech. Part of it could be putting it out there to try to get more offers or get better offers to make it seem like we're not desperate to deal Max Crosby. Like, we can wait for a couple first rounders. We don't need to do this. But I do wonder how much New England and Seattle making 2 turnarounds, New England going from obviously 4 wins to being the number 2 seed via tiebreaker, makes a team like the Raiders think, God, you used to think that it would take several years to turn this around, but what if there's a world where we get Fernando, we hit on him, we add another bit of talent, and maybe in 2027 we're looking like a Super Bowl team. Like, I wonder if there are GMs who look at these 2 teams in particular getting to a Super Bowl with such long odds and think that they can make a quick turnaround as well.
Pages won 4 games last year. Easy schedule, made it to the Super Bowl. So there's a way.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's in Vegas.
Well, and the Raiders are playing the NFC West.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't get the Patriots schedule.
How are you that bad? You got to play the NFC West. That's unfortunate.
Just rotating.
The divisions rotate, but then you also face the same place team.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is not lucky then, huh?
No.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Falcons confirmed today they will be releasing Kirk Cousins. What's the real headline?
I know Coles hates to see him coming for some retail therapy.
Good old Kohl's. We had this conversation earlier. I've never been in a Kohl's, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, Ian claimed he'd never seen one.
Yeah. It kind of just blends in, you know?
I could get that.
It just blends in. I thought Kohl's was like a furniture spot.
Oh, they sell everything.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Except for groceries.
Maybe I'll check it out one day. But no, Cousins, Cousins is in a weird spot because he's good enough to play in this league. I don't think he's a Super Bowl type of quarterback, but he'll keep you afloat. So what team just needs to be kept afloat at the time while either someone's developing or they're waiting for next year's draft? It's going to be tough, man, but he's got a lot of guaranteed money. He'll be fine either way. But yeah, Cousins is he's in like the twilight part of his career.
Yeah.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Nick Sirianni told Combine reporters he cannot guarantee A.J. Brown will be back with the Eagles in 2026. What's the real headline?
You know, gotta be honest, Eagles news just doesn't hit the same when it's not an ominous Instagram post from A.J. Brown. I'm not used to just
messy.
being
You're messy.
Oh, this is a statement, a quote, a real quote from a head coach at the Combine. Boring. No. What I want are the eyes, the looking eyes emoji from A.J. Brown reposting something on Instagram that says, like, the next chapter will be better. Like, that's how I want.
Scripture.
Yeah, that's how I want my Eagles news.
The Lord blesses me with opportunities.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. And him just with like a prayer hands emoji, eye emoji, and then like a ram or something.
A ram.
You know what I mean? Where it's just, you're going like trying to piece it all together.
You want the message.
I want the hieroglyphics version of Eagles news where I have to piece it together and figure it out. We're reading pictures here. I don't want this.
It's more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
It is more fun.
I think that Eagles, they're kind of like that character in a TV show you hate. Let's say a reality show. It's more of them. And you hate them and you're like, this show's trash. But then you realize you watch them and like you need their messiness. You need their chaos. That's how I feel about the Eagles. If you don't like the Eagles' chaos, I think the league needs it. You might be sick and tired of hearing A.J. Brown news, but I feel like it's part of the ecosystem of the NFL media cycle.
The Eagles are, I know you guys are young. You don't remember this neither. My old, but Flavor of Love. Remember New York?
Mm-hmm.
Do I not know Flavor of Love? But I will have you know, I had a former coworker on Flavor of Love. Yes.
Who's this?
Ice. We worked together in Portland.
Really?
For a spell, yeah.
Okay.
Do we
Amanda
know Flavor of
Habrowski,
Love?
her real name.
Did she hang around for a while?
She got eliminated, I want to say probably like 4 or 5 episodes in.
That's
because
not bad.
She, Flav thought that she was there to push her radio career, which she ended up hosting on it's like a top 40 station down in Portland. And yeah,
So
she
she
absolutely was there to push her radio
It
career.
worked out.
Yeah.
Worked
How
out.
dare you question whether we're cultured?
Hey, listen.
Even
I
know
culture.
Flavor of Love.
I'm just like, you know, y'all some youngins out here. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I'm the old head on the block. You know what's messed up? My friend the other day, I was like, man, my knee hurts. It's killing me. She was like, yeah, because you're old.
That's tough.
And it hit me. I go, well, I did play football too, though, right?
What were you going to use as an analogy for
I don't know.
flavor?
I don't know where it's going.
That's what I'm worried about.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
They're in New York. They spice up the league. Flavor Love. They're New York.
Yeah, she kind of became a villain to a lot of people, but she ended up being central to the show. And one would argue, the most famous by far contestant to come from the show.
She's one of the first reality villains.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. The NFL announced the home team for the Munich game. Plus, where will this year's top free agent land? That's next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2 on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Brendan Donovan, the latest acquisition for your Seattle Mariners. He is a guy who gets on base. He doesn't strike out much. He's your leadoff hitter.
You know, everything that he says, he's a grinder. He loves baseball, and I love that, man.
Yeah.
Something's a good thing, man.
All about baseball.
Yeah.
That's his sole focus.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. The championship trophy is back in Seattle where it belongs. The big game is in the rear view, and the next big moment is going to be baseball's opening day. Well, why don't you make a commitment right now to look and feel your very best by then? People all over the Northwest could lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds just by the start of baseball season. And it starts by calling Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost about 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with all those New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals or anything like that. Just real food that you buy at the grocery store with delicious recipes, great coaching, support, and accountability. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Dave Matthews Band at the Gorge Amphitheater September 4th. Head to seattlesports.com/win to enter and see contest rules. That's seattlesports.com/win for your chance to win.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Don't miss the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery.
I truly believe defense wins championships.
Thursdays at 4, only on Seattle Sports.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Take a look around the NFL. We are going to start with an announcement. The NFL has announced the home team for their 2026 Munich game. The Detroit Lions. Bump, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. The Seahawks don't play the Lions in 2026. You will not be going back to Munich. I know that you really had a wonderful time there and are really upset. But Detroit is the designated home team in large part due to, obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown holding dual German and U.S. citizenship. I think it's a great connection, a cool trip for him.
Nah, man. He messing up my vacation, dog.
How dare he?
So who cares if you're German?
So you're not going to Australia?
I'm
actually
okay with not going to Australia. No Germany, but there's still Paris. There's still London. There's still Mexico City. Brazil. No Brazil, right? That's 49ers and Rams. No, that's
Australia.
All right, so there's still Brazil.
Curtis, do we know who's going to Brazil? Sorry, I know you're in the middle of working.
Brazil, Chargers, I think, or no?
That was Chargers Chiefs last year in Brazil. Ian's Googling.
Still open.
Ian's Googling. He'll interrupt us and let us know.
Still be open, baby.
Maybe there's still a chance
Come
for
on,
you.
man. I'm trying to go somewhere. I don't take vacations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, CJ Stroud. Yeah, and it just kept it moving. Sorry. That sounded so rude. I was in
Cowboys are the designated home team.
Thank you.
For the 2026 Brazil game in Rio.
And we ain't
no visitor announced yet for it.
Do we have the Cowboys?
Cowboys are the Rio.
So.
Paris
AFC
is
West
the Saints. That feels pretty obvious. And then the Niners have Mexico City.
There's always Mexico City.
Come on.
One of the biggest cities in the world.
Hey, man, Mexico's going down right now. Just make sure we good. Right?
Madrid's still open, too. That'd be fun.
Also a very cool city. I've never been, but
also very cool city.
I say that.
I saw pictures.
I've seen pictures. CJ Stroud had a horrible, no good, very bad final performance, tossing 4 interceptions in Houston's playoff loss to the Patriots. But GM Nick Caserio says any talk of trading Stroud is, quote, moronic. He said, "We're not trading the guy." This was a quote at the Combine. "He's our quarterback. He's going to be playing quarterback for the Texans in 2026. Anything beyond that, that's your world. You guys can speculate, but we're not trading CJ Stroud."
No.
If anyone was wondering, it's not happening. I don't care if it was a horrible final game. He didn't say that part. That's me.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere, man. Come on, CJ Stroud. He's a good quarterback in this league. Just had a down year. It's messed up because he set the bar so high his rookie season.
Yeah.
4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Came back down a little bit, 20-12, and then last year 19-8. No, you still see the potential of this young man. He's good, man. I think he'll have a bounce back year.
NFL.com's Greg Rosenthal released his top 100 free agents list. Bump, you're already very familiar with the name at the very top. It's Wow, Packers and backup is tough to say. Packers backup quarterback Malik Willis. Now, that's kind of a surprise for some people, but you also consider he's a really dynamic player, a quarterback, just 27 years old. Greg Rosenthal says the ceiling is the roof.
Well done.
Yeah, I thought it was clever.
Yeah. We, what I say? Out of the top 10 greatest passers of all time, 7 have won Super Bowls. Out of the top 10 greatest pass catchers of all time, 3 have won Super Bowls. Clearly, you need a quarterback. And you'll roll the dice on QBs, man. We've seen so many mistakes made at the quarterback position, but you got to put yourself out there and go for it. So, yeah, good for him. And he'll be a starter. And I hope that he just lives up to the expectations he's put on himself with the little performances that we have seen. But I also think it's nice that he got a chance to sit for a little bit. Who was he with the Titans for a while? And then they drafted Mayo over there, Mr. Mayonnaise. And he bounced around, but
Mr. Mayonnaise.
He got a deal off of Mayo.
You leave him alone.
Levis?
He
Will
did.
Levis?
Levis,
Yeah.
Will Levis.
Well, where is Levis these days?
Actually, no. I have no idea where Will Levis is.
Hey, well, you know what? He's got money.
He was hurt this year, wasn't he? I think he was hurt with a shoulder injury, and so there was going to be a camp battle between him and Cam Ward, and then it was like, well, it's Cam Ward's job. He's an immortal.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's still on the Titans.
Next up here, Steelers GM Omar Khan spoke at the Combine and was asked when we should expect a decision from Aaron Rodgers about playing in 2026.
Nothing new to add. I've been in communication with Aaron. I think Mike has. I know Mike has also. We've had good communication, honest communication, but nothing new to report there. So, do you have a deadline? No deadline. All I'll tell you guys is I don't foresee this going like it did last year. So.
I don't see it going like it did last year. Well, that's good because that went well into the offseason.
Yeah, they got to figure this thing out quickly.
Let's settle it now.
Yeah, get her done. Either way, Aaron Rodgers is not taking you to the Super Bowl. None of these free agent quarterbacks are taking you to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of things that need to be done over there. But yes, Aaron, just get this over with.
I'm going to jump to this story because I want to make sure we get to it. We've heard nothing about the future of the tush push in the NFL and at the NFL level, but the UFL has decided to ban the play. Okay, fine, but this is what I'm more interested in. The UFL had another rule change. They're going to make 60-plus yard field goals worth 4 points.
Hey, I like that.
Can we see that eventually transitioning to the NFL?
I hope so. That's dope. Because these kickers are getting outrageous. They're kicking. When I was a kid, 50 yards in the league, we're holding our breaths. Oh, is he good?
Yeah.
Does he have enough leg? Now that's like a chip shot for them, man. But no, I love this, man. 4 points for a 60 banger? Yeah, let's get it.
I just think that's a fun twist. I know that sometimes we talk about things coming from the UFL or when the XFL was a thing feeling gimmicky, but I also think that this adds a layer to a phase of the game that isn't always top of mind for a lot of people or central to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, we're going to make touchdowns that look cool worth more points. It makes sense.
I think it makes the strategy way different, too, because, like, even in the Super Bowl, it felt like every time we were inside the 50, it was like, all right, J-Mi's here. Like, either we're going to score a touchdown or we're going to get 3 no matter what. But now you've got, like, this kind of 10-yard window where something awesome could happen.
I wonder if it makes it more likely for a team to go for a field goal when they could go for a touchdown, though. I know that sounds stupid, but, let's say that you start closing that gap a little bit more.
But it's for 60-yard field goals.
That's true.
So it's more about...
You can't be like, can we move it back?
It's more about field position.
Yeah.
Are you willing to risk the field position?
That's a very good point.
And it makes the return game way more important, too.
Yes. Dolphins GM John Eric Sullivan says all options are on the table when it comes to Tua Tagovailoa's immediate future.
We're evaluating the entire roster, right? As it pertains to Tua, I know that question is coming, so I just get ahead of the curve. You know, we've had conversations with Tua and his representation. Everything's on the table, including the potential of a trade. We don't know which way that's going to go. There's a lot of different factors at play, a lot of conversations being had, but evaluating the roster, Quinn did a nice job towards the end of the year. Excited about what's ahead for him. Tua, I thought, even though things didn't go well at the end of the year, did some good things along the way. And it's my job to infuse competition into that room along with every other room as we go down the road.
Tua lives in this very fascinating plane for quarterbacks, which is clearly very talented, but not talented enough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys that live there, and they will tempt you. Danny used to have a thing about, like, good enough to get you in trouble paying him or something like that. That's where Tua is.
Every quarterback in the NFL can throw the ball. Every quarterback can throw it. Even Tim Tebow, when he was there, y'all was hating on his release. He can still throw the football. It's connecting all the other dots.
Yeah.
And it's protection, it's coverage, it's confidence, it's offense, it's scheme. It's a lot, man.
One MLB analyst has a bold prediction for the Mariners season. That's coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Doesn't last October feel like it was just yesterday?
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
The journey to making this fall the best ever starts now.
Down in Peoria at Mariners spring training.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com.
It's the newest Mariner, Brendan Donovan.
Already from walking in this door, just the buzz and the culture and the standard of what's expected of people here is really high.
We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn with their vehicle profit sharing program. Here's what makes it different than anywhere else. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today and pay you right up front, but it gets better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I caught up with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. He said customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their car up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is that when Mark and his team resell that vehicle, their customer is getting 50% of the profit. That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. It's going so well because less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. Wayscar Ford offers a way to get a lot more money for your car without needing to go through all the hassle and potential scams trying to sell it yourself. It's only at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Your new home for Tesla, EV, and hybrid maintenance is A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue with dealer-level diagnostics, electrical, mechanical, and suspension repairs. Find A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue online at myevpros.com or 425-96-EV-FIX.
Dave Wyman here with Dr. Robert Meyer from Swedish Hospital. Dr. Meyer, tell us about the amazing results prostate cancer patients are getting with Swedish CyberKnife.
Well, at the Swedish CyberKnife, our patients are really satisfied with the experience. The treatment is very effective at eradicating the cancer, has minimal side effects, and we are seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later.
Find out more at swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Don't miss Three Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League Baseball.
This could be two. JP has it, goes to the bag, steps on second, fires to first, double play.
Broadcast times at seattlesports.com.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson
and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for refractive lens exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I was jumping ahead. Sorry. Coming up in 15 minutes, the latest from John Schnedier at the Combine. I can't believe it's already the Combine. I know I'm going to be that person that always says, I can't believe it's March, I can't believe it's April, but these two seasons, Mariners into Seahawks and Seahawks back into a short off season in the Mariners, has just been so closely connected. One MLB analyst had a very bold prediction for the Mariners season. It's MLB Network host Greg Amsinger, who was on with Brock and Salk earlier this morning with a bold prediction for the Mariners season. 98 wins.
Well, you're going into opening day with an intense competitor in Josh Naylor, who you brought back immediately. You needed to bring him back. Do I think he's going to steal 30 bags? That was crazy. That was weird. No chance. But I love him. I'm not going to say it to his face because he's very intimidating. Then you go get the X Factor guy. Well, you're going into opening day with an intense competitor in Josh Naylor, who you brought back immediately. You needed to bring him back. Do I think he's going to steal 30 bags? That was crazy. That was weird. No chance. But I love him. I'm not going to say it to his face because he's very intimidating. Then you go get the X Factor guy that every single team that's in win now mode wanted. And just follow the clues. Why would every club that wants to win a world championship right now want Brendan Donovan? Because he does everything you need to win. And I'm friends with Ali Marmol in St. Louis. I'm born and raised in St. Louis, very close to that organization. And he knew the writing was on the wall that they were going to move Donovan. And it was heartbreaking because I was his favorite player. And when the manager absolutely loves a guy, there's a reason for it. Brendan Donovan is the polish of this team. He's the tiny little things that you don't see in a box score. He's bringing that edge to the Seattle Mariners. I love it. I think they check every single box for me.
Predicting 98 wins because they check every single box. 98 is...
It's more than anyone last year.
Well, yeah, that's a massive jump, too, for this team from 90 to 98.
Hey, if he's excited, I'm excited. I was listening to him, and... you lose Polanco, you lose Gino, you bring in Donovan. You lose power with Polanco and Gino. You bring in contact and versatility with Donovan. And my mind is like, does Donovan outweigh the power that Gino and Polanco bring to the table? I think he does because of what he does defensively and how you can move him around and him putting just the ball into play. He's kind of like he's like the first leg in the race. We're anticipating that he hits leadoff, right? At least everyone that we've spoken to is anticipating he hits leadoff. And I'm thinking, what does that do? Right? When's the last time we felt really good about the leadoff position? Is when JP was hot. I forget when that was. Maybe this year or last year. JP was just hot. And then Julio's had his crack at it. He's up and down.
Robles had a moment.
Robles, right? It's like you haven't had a solid leadoff, not since the Bump Stacy Show has been a thing, right? So I think that's interesting. What does that do for everybody else? What does that do for Julio, for Cal, or whatnot? Because before that, it's more just, all right, JP, you get hot, get lucky, and then he goes down to the 7-8 spot at some point, or you're just swinging for the fences at that leadoff spot. I think it's important that that leadoff dude is consistent, just drives it in, drives into the gaps, and allows the hitters behind him to clean them up. But I think overall he brings more value because of what he can do defensively.
I'm so used to exercising the same muscle when it comes to the Mariners, which is like this critical lens muscle. And it's one where you look for flaws and you look for reasons they won't win. And I don't do it because I don't watch the team or care about the team or whatever. I do it because I am just used to, as every listener is, heading into an offseason wanting a little bit more, or looking at your team wanting a little bit more, or feeling as though you are competing against teams that just have more already, whether they have hit on those prospects and it's a bunch of in-house talent. Maybe they made a massive trade. Maybe they have an undeniably large payroll or something. And so the muscle I'm finding myself exercising a lot this offseason is one that looks at it not with an optimistic lens, but trying to find all the reasons they can do it all. And so I'll hear something like this, 98 wins, and my automatic thing will be, no. Well, why? Why not? Right? Like, why pause? And then you think about what Greg's saying, and you're like, what's the massive weakness with this team? That they don't have Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts? Okay. But, like, your bullpen, good. Starting pitching, good. Lineup, good. You look at specific spots. Best center fielder in the game.
It'd be second base
Best
for me.
catcher in the game.
Second base is where I'm kind of like,
Sure.
let's see.
But
Let's
maybe
see. Potential there, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just there are so many places where you look and you go, I like what they have. Yeah. And it's just a new exercise that I find myself. And even saying it now, I feel like it's like being a homer. But it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with looking at this team and thinking, no, they really can compete. Why is 98 wins? It's incredibly difficult to get to, but why is the automatic reaction, oh, that's silly?
Here's my dilemma. Who's my other team?
The Dodgers.
So I'm constantly looking at what they're doing and what they got over there.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at my other squad, the Mariners. I go, I don't think we got enough. You know, like I know or I feel that it would take a out-of-body experience performance, I feel like, for the Mariners to hang with these dudes. That is what gives me pause. I think that in the AL, I'm looking across the league and saying, all right, cool. I think they can do it. But I'm still waiting to see what second base looks like. I'm waiting to see the contribution from these young guys. I still want to see Donovan do it. I know the chances are that he's going to be the guy. I'm still waiting to see Julio. But that's what I do for every team. Even with the Dodgers, right? I'm like, let's see Tucker. Is it going to be worth the contract? Can Shohei continue to be this alien on the baseball diamond? That's how I approach every single season. But I'm with you. There's no area of this team where I look and say they're super weak at that area. Like, what are you going to do at this position? There's no position I look at and feel that way.
Last year's opening day starter was Logan Gilbert. Greg Amsinger says a new name should take over as opening day starter this year, Brian Wu.
It's got to be Brian Wu.
Whoa. Wow. Whoa.
He came out of the bullpen. He was everything they were leaning on when he wasn't 100%. Huh? 15-7, sub-3 ERA, K per 9 around 10, All-Star, finished 5th AL Cy Young. Come on. I love Logan Gilbert. I think Logan Gilbert's outstanding. But when you think of what this guy put on the line, we're all lost in the Yamamoto dream performance. But what Brian Wu did when he was not 100% to come out of the bullpen like that, almost take them to the World Series, you got to give him the opening day ball.
I feel like Greg Amsinger would voice a cartoon beetle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Like you just
with shades on.
I love Brian Wu, but he's right, and it's a really interesting conversation. I think if I had to guess right now, I'd guess still Logan because there's still a hierarchy within starting rotations where even if there was a certain point, for instance, it's a bad comparison because Logan isn't Felix, but when Marco was healthier, up and coming, people were like, oh, well, why not give him the shot? And you still give it to the guy who's the ace or leadership or seniority. So I get it. There's kind of a hierarchy there either way. But What if it is Brian Wu?
What if it is?
It's going to be a very interesting decision. Very interesting decision. I'm sure we'll talk much more about it.
Would you go Wu? I think I am. I think I'm going Wu. Curtis, who you going with?
I think I go Logan.
For opening day?
Yeah.
I mean, guys get really sensitive about that.
Yeah.
For real.
Logan was your opening day starter last year, but I think I might go Brian Wu this year.
Yeah, I'm feeling Wu.
Especially because he didn't get to pitch in the playoffs as much as he really should have. Like, I think he should get the home reception on opening day from the fans that he kind of deserves for how he finished out the season last year.
We'll see what happens. Let's get back to the Seahawks. The latest from John Schneider at the Combine coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2 on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
That experience of last year being part of the most successful season in Mariners history, how much does that help the players grow? I wonder how it impacts Dan Wilson. How much better can he be in year 2?
You know, I don't know. He's still going to go with his instincts. His instincts got us to 8 outs away from the World Series.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring, well, it's the perfect time to start planning your dream deck. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get you started with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. What does it mean? Well, it means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. Most people who start with a design package end up with the outdoor space they've always dreamed of. And this offer is your first step. Don't wait until summer and wish you had started the process sooner. Start it now. Do what Molly and I did some years ago. Contact PCF Construction Group today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. Go see my friends at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest. This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
For those wondering whether the Seahawks would sign running back Breece Hall in free agency, you're out of luck. Jets GM Darren Modi said this afternoon the plan is to keep their leading rusher by either tagging or extending him. He said the hopes is to get a long-term deal done, but, quote, we will find a way to keep Breece here if we can't get a deal done. That would mean via franchise tag. The deadline for applying the tag is March 3rd.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. John Schneider spoke with reporters at the NFL Combine earlier this afternoon. Let's take a listen to some of what he had to say first on getting caught up with the draft process when you were just in the middle of a Super Bowl chase.
I gotta get caught up. No, like Nolan Teasley, Trent Kirshner, Matt Berry, Aaron Heinlein, Willie. Those guys, everybody's just been killing it, and so now it's really going to be about like my private time, like the studying, getting caught up with that. But free agency, we had great free agency meetings during the season, so we'll learn a lot about what's going on down here this week. But the timeline part is real. I was just asked that a couple minutes ago. It's just the discipline on the weekends to try to figure out how to get caught up, and we'll get through it.
Absolutely hectic, I would imagine. Yet I also have every ounce of faith that they're going to spend all that time doing it.
Man, this off season, I was training my white son the other day, and he was like, "Coach, this off season, there is no off season."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm reporting in 4 weeks," And I said, well, that's the privilege of playing so deep into the season. So that's a player. So now imagine management level. Like, you're getting caught up because you have to stay in the moment of your team progressing to the playoffs and talking to coaches and all that stuff. And I would assume John's checking in with scouts and all that, but in no way was he checking in the way we were last year. I did a podcast with our producer, Nasser Chobe, and he was like, Bum, do you realize the Hawks were home like a month already at this point? A month.
So
they've been
crazy.
out the house, getting ready, going to Senior Bowls, scouting all these guys. So it's an accelerated process. So I feel for John and his family and McDonald and his family because that turnaround is going to be so quick.
Now, thankfully, he's not doing it all himself, of course. In fact, he says they consult a lot of people putting that draft board together.
It depends on whether it's a coach or a trainer or somebody in sports science or a player. It's like all about relationships and how are they going to fit into our building, and are we going to be able to take care of this person, or are they going to be able to bite into our culture and what we have going on in the building.
That's always quietly one of the more interesting topics to me because we never quite get an answer. Like one of my sports questions just about the Seahawks that I've always wanted answers to is like, who gets to weigh in on which pick, who's made which pick, who pushed for certain guys, because it does have to be collaborative with John having the final say. But I always like little nuggets like Justin Hollander saying, I got a text from Cal Raleigh saying great pick when we took Kate Anderson. So little moments where players or anyone can kind of chime in.
Yeah, that's cool. Only certain players should chime in, though. You know,
You don't think Derek Young is texting John Schneider telling him who to draft?
Heck no. I'm not even congratulating
Sorry,
him.
Derek.
Not even congratulating him. I remember when I was with the Hawks and they drafted Deion Butler. I was mad. I'm like, man, this dude's like my size. Right, we're the same type of player.
Did you text him and say, are you sure you meant to do that?
Didn't even have his number.
No.
But no, that when your leaders are locked in like that, that's a good sign. That means that they're invested. And I think that the Mariners showed Cal that they're invested in him and this team in general, because that was the question before, right? Is Cal was meeting with these guys. Like, what are your plans? What are you thinking? I think it was before he signed his deal. He was making sure that this team was going to move in the right direction. So I think guys like, Cal and Julio, JP, and all those guys, yeah, they should be not involved, but in the mix, at least when it comes to what's being done, and at least have an idea of the approach that these guys are going to have during drafts.
He also revisited that trade of Sam Darnold.
Well, just
for Sam Darnold. No, signing
Sam
Darnold.
I flipped over to the Mariners real quick. Dang, I flipped over to the Mariners. Never mind, go ahead.
Collectively, as a group, offensive staff, our head coach, Leslie Frazier, just really about how Sam, like the experience compared to a college guy, I mean, it's drastic. So we were all in it together, and that process is really like, again, we're down here trying to figure out what the landscape's going to look like, and so that was a crazy week. It went really fast, and but everybody was on board on the person, the competitor, the leader, and so that compared to a college draft choice, the difference was significant in our eyes.
I'm really glad he said that last line because I think that is something. I mean, frankly, to be fair, I even wondered whether the Seahawks, in moving on from Geno, would take the next step of, okay, we're going to do some draft maneuvering and just draft a guy really high, and that's going to be our quarterback. Like, I just kind of assumed that would be the path that they'd have to take, and that even if they brought in Sam, he'd be a bridge. And I like John Schneider highlighting the vast gap in experience, in leadership, when that guy has already been in the league. And maybe cautioning people against just assuming you can easily replace a guy with a rookie. There's still a gap there.
I think that's the biggest difference. I think you can bring in a rookie, and he could be just as talented as a guy who's been in the league 5 or 6 years, for sure. But the intangibles, does he know how an NFL locker room works? A college locker room is the same in some ways, but different in a lot of ways when it comes to an NFL locker room. College locker room is seniority-based, strictly seniority-based, right? There are guys who played 10 snaps a game, but because they were seniors, had a voice in there. NFL is straight performance-based, and there are other X factors in there, right? Guys aren't going to class every day. Guys have families, have kids, have other businesses that they run. There's entrepreneurs in there. It's a group of alphas that are on the same playing field and have different interests, and you got to be able to maneuver that, right? And in college, just you walk in, you're the man, I'm captain, hey, rookie, sophomore, sit down. It's a different dynamic in the NFL, and having a quarterback or just a leader who understands that is important. I think that Sam, from everything that I've heard of Sam, does it the right way. There are some jokes that Sam has made that I wish I could tell you guys on air.
Wait, to you or like?
No, just in the locker room. I've heard, right? And it's like, you wouldn't expect Sam to be tapped in like that.
Sam.
You know what I'm saying? But he knows how to navigate a locker room. He's been like 5 of them things over his course of the career.
I thought this part was interesting too, talking about the strength of the 2026 draft class versus 2027.
You have to evaluate every class, and so we evaluated this class as, okay, well, 25 is going to be stronger than 26, 27 maybe stronger than, and it's not the individual players, it's kind of the collective, like the whole group. And so that's, why you saw us make some of the decisions we made.
Some of those decisions obviously being, let's say, acquiring Rashid Shaheed at the midseason trade deadline, a trade that paid off massively for Seattle, but also one that John Schneider was a little more comfortable making because 2027 sounds like a better draft class than 2026.
Yeah, you're it's chestnut checkers, right? You're a couple moves ahead every single year. And I think that's an interesting perspective. I've never heard a GM kind of talk about it in that way. Obviously, as an analyst, NFL and college, I look at it that way. I'm looking at this quarterback draft class and saying, nah, this ain't it. I mean, there's obviously some talent out there, but it doesn't stack up to other ones. So that determines their moves, right? They're looking ahead. They're looking ahead when it comes to the draft and the prospects, and how does that match up with their roster and the performance of the guys that they have, right? How's this guy going to look in 2 years? Is he moving in the right direction? Should we start preparing for his departure? Are we going to be willing to pay this guy X amount of dollars because his trajectory is here? It's a whole science behind this thing, and it's a lot more complicated than people think.
To make matters more complicated, there's currently a sale of the team ongoing right now. John Schneider asked about the latest.
I had a great talk with Jody, the other night, and she's like, let's go for it. Like, let's rip it. And it's just business as usual for us. I know it's, just business as usual and all football.
So for anyone wondering whether or not the sale of a team is distracting right now for a team that's trying to repeat as a Super Bowl champion, all football, all business right now for John Schneider.
It's not John's department.
Yeah.
He's not responsible for putting up flyers and stuff and letting people know the team's on sale. He's not knocking on doors and leaving brochures and stuff. That's for Jody.
I thought this one was interesting. It blends kind of a changing college landscape with scouting and what NFL GMs are looking at. He said that prospects seem better equipped to handle off-the-field stuff because they're basically professionals at the college level. You got NIL.
When we had guys before where they would come on a college, you're kind of like worried about, okay, you're moving from South Bend to Seattle. What's that going to look like? And, what's that adjustment period going to be like for you personally, away from, the professional part of how you're going to adapt to the National Football League. But now these guys are like, okay, they're living in Eugene and they're living in, College Station, and they're just more ready for the off-field experience, not the football part necessarily.
I thought that was really interesting because, and I understand it, Bump, but most of what I hear tends to be as though the introduction of NIL and a ton of money injected into college football in a very obvious way has somehow made it tougher, that maybe they're more willing to hold out, let's say, which there were a couple holdouts, that maybe they, are less about the team. I don't know. Like, it tends to be talked about as like it's only a negative thing. And it was interesting to hear John pointing out, like, we do notice some positives when we scout this generation of players versus one from, let's say, even 5 years before.
Their money literacy has to be better than what ours was. I got my signing bonus was like $8,000, and I've never seen that much money in my life. What am I gonna do with $8,000?
I'm rich.
Went to Costco and bought a flat screen. But no, they've because they're pretty much professionals, they're dealing with agents, they're dealing with accountants.
Yeah,
they're investing their money already. There are some athletes who are going to trick all their money off and be horrible with it. That happens in the NFL too. But in that sense, they're not overwhelmed by the dollar anymore because they're already making money.
All right. Enough about the draft. Let's talk about some players in the building right now. John Schneider asked about Zach Charbonnet's timetable. He tore his ACL in January.
With Zach, I wouldn't put anything past him. I mean, there was a point that day where like we really didn't even know what was going on. He's just such a strong, powerful person, and his work ethic's, incredible. So I wouldn't put anything past him.
What's an aggressive return date for Charbonnet?
When did he get hurt? Second round or divisional?
Right before the playoffs, right?
I think it was, it was week 18.
Yeah.
Week 18, so we'll say mid-December?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, if he's Adrian Peterson, he's back in August, but
that's still insane.
I wouldn't do that. I'm looking late October, November.
When did Adrian Peterson tear his ACL?
He was back in 9 months.
I think it was like the final week of the regular season that year.
And then
it was back
MVP.
by like week 1.
So insane.
You're coming back one MVP.
It's still insane. When you hear those stories and you look back on it and you go, oh, I guess adding this context is, we've seen crazier things since then. Nope. Nah. Haven't seen anything like that since then. Okay, 2 more here. The latest on ongoing conversations with Ken Walker, set to be a free agent.
We'd love to have Ken back, and he knows us better than anybody. It's about our 70, and our collective, and what that's going to look like, and we'll have those meetings down here. We'll start talking to all the agents, and we'll have a better feel where we're going here towards the end of the week. But obviously, we'd love to have everybody. We want to have everybody back. Right when you get done with something special like that, you're like, let's run it back. It's going to be an interesting process.
Love to have Ken Walker back, but will he be back? But you have to give a percentage chance.
That he's back?
Mm-hmm.
45.
That doesn't feel optimistic.
Nah. I mean, you got things to do. You got Spoon. You got JSN. How do you value that position? Someone's going to offer him about $12 million. Are you willing to $12 million? Would you do it?
No.
I'm not saying. Someone's going to offer 12.
I know. And it's going to be totally fair. I mean, Kyron got 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Joel Corey said to
11
watch,
over
right?
3.
Yeah.
11 for 3 years at a time, yeah.
John Schneider lamented that Torrey Horton and Rashid Shaheed never really got to play together.
When we made that trade with New Orleans, we were expecting the two of them to be take the top off receivers. And, unfortunately, he had a shin issue that just kept lingering. And then, we had to place him on IR, but we were literally hoping to get him back at some point. We just weren't able to pull the trigger. But what a great guy. He's fun to be around. He's a culture guy for sure. A lot of fun. T-Bone. Call him T-Bone is his nickname.
Last one about Torrey being a culture guy. Bump, we've focused so much energy on talking about JSN, and then after that, probably Ken Walker, and then after that, probably Kobe Bryant, starting to go defense a little bit. We haven't talked a ton about Rashid Shaheed. Mm-hmm. And maybe the assumption is, he was here for half a season, no bad blood if you decide to leave. But hearing that from John, I started thinking oh my God, how cool would it be to have both of those guys offensively on the field as a threat?
If you roll out week 1 and you have JSN, Cooper Kupp, Torrey Horton, and Rashid Shaheed, you're feeling really good about your receiving core. I mean, that's explosive. You got 2 guys who already got at least 1 return to the house. Mm-hmm. You have the OG and Cooper Kupp, who is still serviceable, will give you 600. And then you have the best receiver in the game last year. I'm feeling great about that situation. But Rashid is valued around $14, $15 million a year as well. How do you structure that whole deal? It sounds like he wants to be here. He said he hopes this is his home for the future. I think if he's not here, he's probably in Las Vegas. But, those 4, we start the season with those 4, I'm feeling real nice about
Earlier
this.
We were joking about, how do you blow through millions and millions and millions of dollars? It's why have 1 fast car when you can have 2 fast cars? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool. Last one before we get to 4 down territory. Back to the combine.
The combine's become a little bit more about, like I said earlier, about what the free agency and trades and what's the spring going to look like. And then we just the medical portion's huge. Basically started because the Jets drafted a guy that was legally blind in one eye, so the medical part's huge for us. And then all the interviews, the character, the person, and then it all just kind of starts, building. These guys are going on Monday. They're starting to go to schools, to go to the pro days. It's like a reset. All right, here we go. We're moving, and we don't know what next week. I mean, here we go. We're going to be into free agency next week. I can't tell you what it's going to look like as of today.
God, how hectic. Absolutely hectic.
It's the NFL. NFL does a great job with the whole year. They space it out perfectly. Super Bowl just happened. We're already into combine and pro days. Then you have the draft. Then OTAs. We'll be out there. I love football.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, if the Seahawks were to trade JSN, what? Just kidding. You want to emphasize that you don't want it to happen.
No.
What needs to be a corresponding move?
If that happens, which I don't want to happen, I don't think it's going to happen, then you do everything you got to do to sign K9. K9, Kobe, and Rashid Shaheed should be non-negotiable. We're doing everything you have to do to sign that, because with those 3, you combine them, you're going to be around $40 million a year, which is around what the ballpark, what I think Jason is going to ask for. But I don't think this is going to happen. But if it does happen, if it were to happen, then that makes your decision easier with those 3, because you have enough money to pay them. And, you know, even if you do sign JSN, you still will have enough money to get at least one or two of those guys, depending on how you structure their contract. But, yeah, if JSN is out, those three are in.
Second down.
Not going to happen.
Who will be the 4 most sought-after quarterback free agents, and whom among them will be a starter?
Cousins, Murray, Willis, Tua. We're waiting to see what Danny Dimes does over there with the Colts. Kirk Cousins is in a weird place, in the twilight of his career. Good enough to win some ball games. Probably not good enough to win you a Super Bowl unless you're on a team like the Seahawks were last year. Murray is probably the most explosive one out of this group, but obviously some character flaws. Tua is the biggest finesse I've seen since Deshaun Watson.
Oh, no.
One great year. This is why people are scared of signing JSN, because he's had one great year, and you're wondering, can he do it again? Let me remind you that the receiver position is so dependent on a whole bunch of other stuff happening. And then there's Willis. I think Willis is going to be the starter in this league. It's not a newsflash, buddy, but we've seen what he can do, man. And he's done enough to keep people interested. Everyone else, you have years of film on these guys. With Willis, it's like, we've seen a few games, and he's shown some flashes. We'll roll the dice on someone young who isn't tainted by the league yet.
Who's the most physically gifted of all those guys? Like, pretend they had a clean slate. Pretend that you didn't have work ethic questions about someone.
Murray.
Or like.
It's Murray.
Murray?
Yeah, he's just short. Short kings don't do great in this league at that position.
I think people have started to, no pun intended, overlook him as a possible, not redemption story, resurrecting his career. He never was really benched in Arizona. Briefly, maybe wasn't, but it's not like he became a bust and failed. It's just Arizona as a franchise didn't do anything
Not
with
very
him.
good.
So.
They went to the playoffs once or twice, right?
Yeah, and horrible body language from Kyler
So
Murray.
bad. Pouty
continue
McPout
to
face.
add to it.
You know what? If he were my kid, I'd tell him all the time, fix your face.
Then he had a Carson
Fix
Wentz-like
it.
interception. It was all just
Yeah.
really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Third down. Do you see a world where the Raiders give up the number 1 pick?
If they were to give up the number 1 pick, you better get a first-round pick, a second round, a third round. It got to be a haul, right? And if you do that, then you go ahead and get rid of Max Crosby and just start the rebuild all over again. But I don't think it's going to happen. Why? Kubiak is a first-time head coach. He brought over his boy, Janoko, to be the offensive coordinator. Tom Brady is a part owner of this thing. I think he likes who Mendoza is. Mendoza is a dang good football player, man. No, I don't see it happening. I mean, it'll have to be they're Spy Check. Is that their GM?
Spytech?
Spytech. First time I heard that name, I thought it was a new technology. That
It sounds like an antivirus software for your computer.
So he's saying, yeah, I'll listen to anybody. But he also knows that you better come correct. Don't be disrespecting me with this number 1 pick. But no, I don't think it's going to happen. If it were to happen, give it to Crosby too.
Spytech also sounds like a 10th higher place for spies.
It sounds like a monitoring system for your home.
Spytech?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It just, what's frustrating? It is a great business name. I'm not sure entirely what they sell, but it sounds like a business
Right?
name.
It sounds like the villain in like an Austin Powers movie or something.
Spytech. Yeah. Fourth down. What's a scenario with a 4-point field goal you'd love to see?
So we're breaking down the 4-point. I love this. So say it's third down. You have the ball. You're on the opponent's 35-yard line. You're down by 4, and there's 30 seconds left. You have 1 timeout. All right? You hand the ball to your running back, and he runs backwards.
I know.
He runs backwards. You get it to the 50, and you say, we're going to tie this ball game up like this. That would be nuts. It goes against anything in football. You never run backwards. You never want to run backwards. But in this case, you run backwards. You put it on the 50. You know what? Put it on the 49 just to be sure, the other 49. And you kick that field goal. Boom, you tie the ball.
But if you get tackled before you go backwards, then you've given it up.
You're not going to get tackled. You put in shot. Direct snap. Wildcat. Direct snap to your running back. Catch it backwards.
Then you have to make the 60-plus yarder.
Yeah, but you give yourself a chance to win the game.
So going from your 35-yard line.
It's third down.
And what?
15
What's
seconds
your down
left.
and distance?
9.
Third 9?
Third and 9.
Okay.
15 seconds left. 1 timeout.
I'm not mad at it.
You know what? 30 seconds left. No timeouts. You get back there. You got to spike it real quick, too. It's drama.
See, I think that
Drama.
that's why this is absolutely a conversation happening. So the UFL introduced the 4 points for a field goal of 60 or more yards. And when we talk about whether or not the NFL is going to adopt it, this is absolutely a conversation someone in a boardroom somewhere is going to be having, where they go, we don't want to de-incentivize a team from moving forward.
Well,
we don't want to keep them out of the end zone.
Wouldn't the gambling companies be mad about that? Because that would affect player props and stuff like that. If you're at the end of the game, you've hit your number, and then running back has negative 10 yards.
See, the fact that we're having conversations about gambling influencing the game is a problem.
But to be fair, a tackle for loss, perfectly legal, like a real thing that would still affect those numbers, could also happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're impacting it. You wouldn't really have a tackle for loss for negative 20. But, like, if you bet a running back hits 100 yards and then late in the game, tackle for loss for 2 yards and then he leaves with a leg injury, like, okay, that happens in a game every single year.
Yeah. Saying.
Intrigued
Run
by
backwards,
this.
put it on the 49. Kick that thing.
Hype Train coming your way next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Brock and Salk on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now?
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be. And if you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations. We're not really focused on, can we do it? Or the hope factor. No, we know that we're good enough.
Catch every one of Brock and Salk's interviews from Mariners spring training on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh, great idea. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands. Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
Get broadcast times for every Three Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League broadcast.
Holy smokes, he does it again!
At seattlesports.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15 minutes, it's What I Need to Know, and we could use your questions. So get those sent in, 866-979-3776. Right now, let's head to the station for Hype Train. The UFL adopted a new rule change. 4 points for a field goal exceeding 60 yards. The NFL should adopt that and have a 4-point field goal.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it, man. Make this game even more interesting. Baseball has changed a bit. NBA is getting soft. We got 2 golf leagues now. You know, we just got a hockey women's league. We got arena football.
We're expanding.
Why not?
Add a 4-point
Let's do it, man.
field
These
goal.
kickers are too good now. They're too good. They're kicking it from deep. I'm all for this. Make it interesting. Let's go.
Bump is boarding. The NFL should have a 4-point field goal. Curtis.
I will say, in theory, this is great. But it's a slippery slope because once teams cross midfield, they don't have as big of incentive to go for a touchdown as they do to just stop and kick right there. So for that reason, I'm not boarding this train. I don't want to see a 4-point field goal because I think that might mean less touchdowns.
Yeah, imagine, Bump, in your scenario, instead of 3rd and 9 down 4, what if they were at 1st and 10 already with the ability to kick a 60-yard field goal and tie it right there? Kicking a field goal on 1st and 10?
Do it.
Can you do that?
Blasphemy.
You kick whenever you want to.
You can kick it on any day.
I had to think about it for a minute. Like, I guess you could.
Is that allowed?
I guess you could kick a field goal whenever you wanted to kick a field goal, just like you can get a touchdown whenever you want to get a touchdown. It's just I had to. My brain couldn't compute. Yeah, I'll board. Yeah, why not? The NBA. Oh, sorry. Next hype train into the station. I'm going back to Paul Pierce. Now, it's not going to be Paul Pierce's three-point rule where he says you have to do away with the three-point line in the final 2 minutes. This is just this. The NBA should adopt some kind of change with the three-point line. This one is open to interpretation.
Some kind of change.
Some kind of change. And you can propose what change you think, but that they should change it up somehow. Then you're boarding the train.
Really? What change would I make? Only one that I would consider just making it deeper, because range, just like field goal kickers, man, these shooters are getting pretty good this game. So yeah, I'll board. Change it up somehow. Why not? When's the last time the three-point line was moved back? When's the last time? Let me see. You guys can continue.
Oh, okay. Curtis, the NBA should
gonna search Google.
Yeah, should
on the
adopt
radio.
a change with the three-point line. I left it open to interpretation.
97, 98. That's when they moved it back.
All right. I think we're starting to get to a point where, you kind of need to see something. Oh, I guess I'm bored. All right, we'll board this train. I think there does need to be some change because I'm just looking at the increase in average three-point attempts per game. First season of it was 79-80. Between two teams, the average three-point attempts per game was just 2.8. In 22, that shot up all the way to 35 three-point attempts per game. And that's a ridiculous amount of threes compared to where it was. Now, the math is mathing. 3 points is worth more than 2. It is the most valuable shot in basketball. But I feel like it'd be more valuable if you were only allowed to do so many rather than just every shot attempt is a 3. Because what are some of the most memorable plays in basketball history? I mean, yeah, big shots are great, but we love dunks. We love all that stuff. So I think there is going to come a time where the three-point line is going to need to be changed in some way, shape, or form.
I can be sold on this one. I'll board, but I want to move to the next one because I have like 4 others. I don't think I'm going to get through them all. The Seahawks should franchise tag Ken Walker.
What's that, 14 million?
Yeah.
For 1 year? They said they're not going to franchise tag him, though.
Well, yeah, they already said that, but
should they?
I'm responding to conversations people are having today.
Yes.
They should?
Yeah. Franchise him. Keep him here as long as you can, even if it's just for 1 more year. Run it back 1 more time. Run it back.
The Seahawks, like Bump said, according to Adam Schefter, they're not going to. The Seahawks should, though, franchise tag Ken Walker. Curtis.
I think because of the Charbonnet injury, you're in a pretty desperate spot at running back. So, yeah, I think you should be doing everything you can to get Ken Walker back for 2026. So, yes, franchise tag him before he can walk, before he can go wherever it is he wants to go. Keep him in Seattle for 1 more year.
Yeah, I think I'm a no on this one. I'm not boarding. But it is a really popular thing that I see on the text line. I wasn't even going to put it in the hype train today, but I saw so many people saying, look, if you tag Ken Walker at best case, you work out a deal long-term by July that works for both sides. Worst case, he's playing for $14 million in guaranteed money against the cap that year, but you're not committed to him beyond that year. You can still obviously use his services. You could also tag and trade. I will say, regarding tag and trade, you could rescind a franchise tag, but not if the player has signed that tender. So don't think that automatically, you can undo it if you can't get a trade. Not all the time. That's not guaranteed. Next up. All right, we have also been talking a lot today about some soon-to-be free agent quarterbacks. Kyler Murray expected to be one of them if he's released by the Cardinals. Kyler Murray reaches the playoffs before the Cardinals do.
Where is he going to go? What is he going to do? Worst case, he'll be a backup on a team that's pretty good. 'Cause if he's a backup, that means that quarterback is solid who's in front of him. Yeah, I'm on this train. It's going to happen. I don't see Arizona doing anything this year.
Yeah, it's mostly a lack of faith in the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray reaches the playoffs before the Cardinals do. Curtis.
Oh, we're boarding this train. The Cardinals in the same division as the 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks. they're going to be,
good luck.
wandering the desert, no pun intended, for quite a while. That Arizona team is basura. They're in no shape to be contending. I learned a crazy stat the other day. The Cardinals franchise is older than the state of Arizona.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It is the oldest franchise. I guess I didn't realize that Arizona was that new.
They predate the state of Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. State 48. That's Arizona.
I'm also boarding this train. I think no matter where he goes, that's not even saying like, oh yeah, you should go to Minnesota, in which case absolutely boarding this train because they've got a competitive team. But the Cardinals with Kyler Murray aren't getting to the playoffs next year. It's not even a Kyler Murray thing. It's just get out, man.
Curtis, was that on your letter you wrote to the University of Arizona?
No, actually. you know how I ended up getting into U of A? I didn't have to write an entrance essay because I had college credit that I got in high school, so I applied as a transfer student. And they let any old schmuck in there. Bear down.
Last train into the station. We will have an ABS controversy somewhere before opening weekend is over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down. Yeah, glad, and I'm here for it.
That gives you like 4 days.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama. Let's just do it, man. I just want someone to do it just to do it too. Let's try this thing out. And the computer's gonna get hacked by somebody in Maine. And
those typical Maine hackers.
Maine hackers are gonna hack that thing, and they're gonna have the Red Sox Ian's squad cheating.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be some drama.
Curtis, we will have an ABS controversy somewhere before the opening weekend wraps up.
Book it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I hope it's is Angel Hernandez even umpiring anymore? I don't think he is.
Retired.
Yeah.
Oh, he air quotes
retired.
Just like Jordan
Got shown the
took a
door.
year off.
Yeah. It'll be somebody bad. Who's a terrible Sean Barber is a horrible umpire. It'll be him. Yeah. That's how I see it.
I thought it was I heard Jordan Schusterman talking about it, and he said that maybe there's some controversy about a strike zone just very not looking at all like a typical strike zone because it's height. So what if you have a player like Jose Altuve, based on his stance, let's say a pitch is around his neck and it ends up being like a strike or whatever, just like some weird things happening because it's by height and not stance or like it's not a free moving strike zone at all. It's purely based on like a mathematical formula of height. So
I like that.
I thought that was an interesting one.
Use
where we're
you
gonna have
as a
something where it's
test.
like in no other world. Yeah.
Use you as a test.
Totally.
Get you out there.
Yeah.
And let's just
and
see
it's
how
like a
it
pitch that
manipulates.
goes right by my head as a strike.
Yeah.
Just based on how I'm standing. Get your questions in for what I need to know. That's coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Brock and Salk on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now?
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be. And if you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations. We're not really focused on, can we do it? Or the hope factor. No, we know that we're good enough.
Catch every one of Brock and Salk's interviews from Mariners spring training on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach your friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up by tomorrow. Call now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Whether I'm catching up with friends or family, Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue is the place. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and I love Sea Star's welcoming atmosphere and polished service, which make conversations flow easily and everyone leaves impressed. It's the same quality and hospitality Sea Star and Chef John Howie have been known for decades. And now an amazing deal. 3-course dinners in the lounge every night from open to close starting at just $50. Go check it out. Find the details at seastarrestaurant.com seastarrestaurant.com, seastarrestaurant.com.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. The championship trophy is back in Seattle where it belongs. The big game is in the rear view, and the next big moment is going to be baseball's opening day. Well, why don't you make a commitment right now to look and feel your very best by then? People all over the Northwest could lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds just by the start of baseball season. And it starts by calling Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in the first week. I lost about 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with all those New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals or anything like that. Just real food that you buy at the grocery store with delicious recipes, great coaching, support, and accountability. Do it for yourself this year. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M Auto Repair at myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX.
Don't miss the All Sound Plumbing Mariners Cactus League report. Tuesday nights at 7. Going inside Mariners camp on the home of the American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. At what point do you decide that you're actually just going to take a grocery basket instead of trying to hold everything in your arms? That's a great question. It's a fight. It's a battle that we have internally in our minds all the time.
It's not a battle for me at all.
You always go basket?
Always go basket. It's what size basket am I getting is the question.
Yeah, because they secretly have 2 sizes. Some people don't realize that.
Some people don't. I'm always basket. I can go there for 3 things. I'm like, yeah, let me basket this thing.
Curtis, you said earlier, he said earlier it's 4 items.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty good number. And I also think it depends on the items that you're getting. Like, I'm not carrying a basket to get a case of Diet Coke and like a box of pretzels or whatever. But if you're getting a bunch of yogurts and, you know, like I don't want to do this weird juggling act where I'm walking down the aisle and then you drop something when you're holding stuff. And the worst part is when you lean down to get it, you drop something else. Nothing's more embarrassing than that. Absolutely nothing. You look like a mess.
That's why you always get the basket.
I think if you're getting like cases of soda or milk or anything big
The
like
handle.
that, get the little tiny push cart.
Yeah,
all
those
right?
are my favorite.
That's fine.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, but if you're getting like a bag of salad and or like a soup can or
Yeah.
something, just one hand that thing.
I always say if
You're an
it's
adult.
stackable. Yeah, be grown. If it's stackable boxes of, you know, cookies or whatever.
I don't want to carry around ice cream for the
That's
most
fair.
part.
That's
I
your
feel
hands get cold.
Yeah,
Hands get
melt
cold.
it for sure. I think the answer, what I've learned is like maybe sooner than we think. You know what I mean? If you're even questioning it, get a basket.
Yeah, I just get it on the way in.
Yeah, get a basket. What I need to know. Bump, at what temperature is it too cold to golf?
35.
30. Freezing?
Well, 32 is freezing.
Wait, is below 35 freezing or below 32?
32.
I always thought it was below 35. My
You
whole-
dub.
Stacy.
You
It's
dub.
below
Stand
32.
up.
Can I tell you one time? Actually, I'm not going to say
Nah,
this.
you in it now.
I think I already have said it on air. I asked my sister, it was just kind of one of those brain fart moments. I needed to boil water, and I asked her at what temperature water boils, and she said 212. So I put a pot of water on the stovetop and preheat the oven to 212.
In the oven.
And just walked away without thinking. And then the oven went off, and I said, "Oh, my water!" And I ran back.
Your water's gonna be lukewarm.
It was just one of those things where you're like, "Why did I?" You know, like putting your keys in the fridge, or just like you're not thinking, you're not present.
That's funny.
Yeah. UW's a great education.
It's great.
That's a double major.
It works.
What I need to know, I like this one. If you could see one stat floating above every person's head, which stat would you choose?
What sport?
The examples they gave.
No, it's not just a sport.
So they said
life
around
stats.
everyone's head. They said if you could see like net worth, number of lies told, happiness level, etc.
I want to see body count.
Body count.
I want to see body count.
That's crazy.
I'm nosy. I'm like, oh,
You're
you
insane.
look innocent. You got 30. I want to see body count.
I don't know that would always tell you everything about a person, whereas if you could see the number of times they've cheated on someone, that says more about a person than body count to me.
Gosh. All right. I'm going
I
body
think
count.
both can be telling, but like I want to know. Let's say that like 2 people are standing in front of me and they both have the same body count floating ahead of them. If I can see, one has cheated 5 times on their partner and the other one hasn't, body count's the same number, but like those are 2 different people.
See, I'm not concerned
Then that's
about
2 stats.
Well, I know that's why I chose the number of times you cheated on someone.
So you're going, I get your angle because you're like, okay, do I want to pursue this person or not? Me, I'm just being nosy.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
No,
just
that's a
being
good one.
nosy.
Yeah, net worth and stuff would be kind of boring or
What about
depressing.
times arrested? That would be-
Times arrested's a fun
That's a
one.
good one.
I think it'd be funny if we all just had top speed. Like even the slow guys, it's like 5 miles an hour.
40 times?
Yeah, 40 times.
I don't like that
I
either.
don't
I don't
think
like
so.
that one. I can't
Then
think
we'd
of
have
which
to
ones.
constantly be clocked in our 40 time. Like,
Everybody does it. Combine, yearly combine.
Oh, man.
oh, God.
How gassy that person is right now.
Or do you snore?
You snore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just look at me. I look like I snore.
Someone said last internet search.
Oh.
If you can see their last Google search
that
right
is
above
good.
them. That's the best answer
Or
I've
just,
heard.
or for the day, because people be clearing out history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good one, though.
Someone had a joke about, like, you go out and you post the dumbest thing that you typed into your calculator. So, like, like 5 minus 2.
I've typed some dumb stuff sometimes. Like, you really needed help right now with that.
You're like, I hope no one ever sees this. 866-979-3776. Would you be in favor of the NBA making the half-court line worth 4 points and inside the other team's 3-point line worth 5 points?
I think the 5 is going too far. I can see the 4, though. That's a legit range for some folks.
That's crazy. Do you think people say they love Chex Mix, but what they really only want are those little garlic rye crisps?
I don't like Chex Mix.
That's a great shout. He's absolutely right. The little baguette-looking ones aren't bad either, but yeah, those rye chips are the best.
Would you agree that Cal has become a bit more intriguing to listen to because of his stardom season last year and lots of experience now talking to the media?
Definitely. He's opening up a little bit.
Yeah, I think more of a personality showing.
Yeah.
I know he called himself boring, but I think that makes him appealing to people. What I need to know, when on a bicycle, then they said question mark. Who gave bikers the right to get in front of you and slow, all caps, everyone down?
Like people
So
on
rules
bikes
of
on the
traffic.
street.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Rules of traffic have been around for
Rules of
quite a
traffic, I
while.
hear.
Treat him as a vehicle.
Can I say my one complaint, though?
Please.
I understand how infuriating it must feel for bikers when a car is in your lane. That's so annoying. However, there are times when, like, let's say you need to pull out and see, is there a car coming? Can I come out? And maybe a car turns around a corner and it's like, oh, shoot, I'm stuck here for just a second. Like, there are times when people will cross over into your lane of traffic. It's not intentional, but usually it's like they were turning and then someone did something else.
Did you have an experience?
Yes. This lady was, like, glaring at me, and I was like, lady, I can't see around here. I need to pull, like, I'm not going to drive blindly into the road so that I don't pause in the bike lane. I'm so sorry, but, like, I pulled out into the bike lane, and then all of a sudden there was five car where I was there long enough where I didn't see her, and then she pulled up. And I was like, lady, I don't know what to tell you, man.
They act like they own the streets.
Sometimes you are inconvenienced as a driver, and it's very annoying. And I fear that sometimes you might be inconvenienced as a biker, and all you can do is be like, hey, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, life happens, bro.
Yeah, that's my rant.
It's a good one.
I think the biggest thing I'm taking from today's show is that the last internet search would be really funny.
And that 32 degrees is freezing.
Okay. I did technically learn that, but we don't need to talk about it.
So now you know.
We're just
Now
going to leave it.
So when it's 35, I don't want to say it's freezing out. Like, no, it's not, Stacey.
Why did I think 35? We need to go. Wyman and Bob are coming up next.
Brock and Salk on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now?
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be. And if you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations. We're not really focused on, can we do it? Or the hope factor. Like, no, we know that we're good enough.
Catch every one of Brock and Salk's interviews from Mariners spring training on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale on no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale new tax law knowledge. Exhale. Missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks.